Hello, welcome back to another episode. You threw everything off, sir.
I did?
Yes.
You forgot the hotkey.
It's Control 1.
Still, though.
I don't have my numlock on. Now it is.
What's going on?
Hold on.
My computer screen turned off, and then I heard the Kanye song start. Do it again?
There's year 2.
Sweet.
I'm 3. The camera's a little off today. Back to 1. 4 is the screen share.
Okay. That's sick. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, hotkeys. So yeah, welcome back. It's March 24th. It's Wednesday. Not a whole lot going on today.
The calendar's wrong.
Calendar is wrong. The speakers are on. That shouldn't matter.
Nope.
Today's 2DDB FFOTD, the fun fact of the day, the being out of the butthole.
The butthole.
Is that it takes 27.3 days for the moon to travel all the way across, all the way around the Earth and complete its orbit.
To answer your question, Slappy Plug, no, we're fucking not okay. How are you?
No, rough start. Very rough start. Today we are drinking, should be an interesting beer.
We should like it. It's a double tap IPA. Maybe it's not a double. Oh, it is a double IPA.
It's got 2 eyes.
Yeah. The Berryessa.
Yeah. They had the Pilsner up there that we drank. It's got the wolves on it.
Oh, same company?
Same brewer, yeah.
Winters, California Brewing Company.
Well, it's Berryessa Brewing.
That explains the label. 8.5 by alcohol,
yeah.
16-ounce cans.
Yeah.
Soft orange, pour, tropical mandarin aroma, citrus hops balanced with rich malt and a rounded grape. So here's the thing. Let me give you some advice on the can. You have a bunch of pictures and shit and lines running through the text. I can't read your fucking text.
You can't read that?
I can't read that.
You retarded?
Yes. Been established.
It's not that hard.
That's been known.
It's like a completely different color than everything going through it.
Grapefruit finish pairs well with everything. Gonna eat some ass and drink my fucking double tap IPA from Berryessa.
Well, we just had French fries, so it should go good.
Let's see if it pairs
that.
well with French fries, and then I'm gonna go eat some ass.
Well, cheers to a double. That's like the most IPA beer we've had.
I like it. That's really good.
Not too.
Smells good too.
Yeah, I like it because it's not too like overpowering.
Yeah,
It's
definitely
not too hoppy.
Definitely very citrusy. Got a lot of orange peel flavors, and
It's good.
I like it. It's actually a really good one.
It's gonna kick our ass.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt in 2.
8.5.
In 2 beers, but
That's 16.
that's actually a really good IPA.
17% alcohol.
Double IPA. Yep, it adds up. Really good double IPA, actually. I'm a big fan of that. You guys did it right. Did we get the other one up on the... We reorganized the shelf before the show. We took all the beers that we really liked, put them up there.
And we threw away everything else.
We threw away everything else. And then we kept all the guest beers up there.
Yeah. Not a lot. So if you want to be a guest, let us know. Reach out.
Holla at me.
We'll let anyone on.
Seriously.
Which other one were you talking about?
You said there's another one with the...
Very top left.
Oh, yeah. Same brewery?
Yeah.
All right. Well...
The Halloween looking one.
Good to know that both of their beers can make it on this shelf. I would already say...
Who said we're putting this one on the shelf?
I would already say this is good enough, bro.
Okay, I agree.
I think it's really good. Especially since it's the first double IPA we've done, right?
Yeah.
First double IPA from the same brewery, and it's really good. First sip was a really good impression after eating fries.
With ranch and buffalo sauce.
With ranch and buffalo sauce.
Chicken
and usually that will destroy your fucking palate.
Yeah.
And this is good. I like these. Big fan.
Big fun.
Berryessa Brewing Company. Oh, Berryessa Brewing Company. The name is called Double Tap IPA. Cool.
You're so slow.
I was putting it together, man. It was a lot.
So the other day, I was watching Chopped yesterday.
Surprise.
After work. Like, I was standing there waiting to clock out, and Chopped was on.
Mm-hmm.
And so, do you think that on competitive cooking shows, that during, like, the final 10 seconds, like, you have 10 seconds left, do you think, and they show, like, the chefs, like, frantically scrambling to, like, make their plates, do you think...
That's 100% fake.
Okay, yeah. I was like...
I know where that's going.
Like, the shots
TV's
that they
fake.
use, I know that much, but, like...
Do I think that timer they put on the screen is completely arbitrary?
That they show the chefs frantic, that the cuts they use when they only have like 10 seconds left, do you think they do that for the suspense?
Yes, absolutely.
Damn, TV sucks.
You want to know something about TV? My brother's friend Joel works in TV, and he's an editor. And he got to work on a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows.
Film as well.
He did both. He did TV and film. And in the TV series, he worked on Survivor. And he said when he was on set, a lot of the episodes that he edited where you have to hunt for your food, get your food. We're not feeding you guys, no water. But every time they cut, they're like, do you guys need water? They had like a water boy come out and like, do you guys need water? And everyone's like, yes. And then everyone's like, do you have some food too? And they give you like a bowl of rice and some chicken.
Well, yeah, no one can die.
So yeah, they couldn't do, granted, I'm not saying like, obviously they should let them fucking tough it out, but I'm saying like, it's fake. A lot of it is fake. And there was something else that I saw recently that I was like, wow, that's just how fake it is even currently. Like, TV, I forgot what it was, but it's like, it was all scripted, bro. It's all fucking design for entertainment purposes. And that's all there is to it.
That's such a letdown.
Yeah. That's why I love anime, bro, because it's like, at least I know that shit's not real, you know? I'm like, man.
It can be.
It can be?
A lot of the time, places are based off of real things.
In anime?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. But
like Tokyo is real.
San Francisco.
What?
Big Hero 6. Bah, bah, bah. You never seen that movie?
No.
It's a good movie. That's where that meme comes from, where it's like 3 a.m. and you're trying to walk up the stairs, and it's the big marshmallow looking dude, and
falls down and slams his face. Yeah. I've seen that, but I haven't seen the movie. It's a Disney movie, yeah?
Is that, I think it's Pixar?
Disney.
It's Disney, yeah. You're right. It's for sure Disney, but I think it's Pixar was like the main thing. Anyway, it was a great movie. It's got the standard Disney formula. I'm not spoiling anything. Someone dies at the very beginning, and then the other person is like...
Yeah, it's a Disney movie.
Yeah. And then the other person uses the one thing that they said to them to solve the whole movie to come to a big, satisfying conclusion. Big Hero 6. This summer.
There's an animated series, I guess.
Is there?
It aired between November 11th, 2017 and February 15th this year.
God damn. Like a Star Wars spinoff?
Yeah, I
Big
guess.
Hero 6 is doing well for himself, man.
I guess. I never even knew it was an animated series.
It's one of those things, man. It's like, it's amazing to not even realize what's on your radar. Like, there's people out there doing businesses and jobs and shit that you be like, oh, that's cool, but like, what do you do for a living? And they're like, oh, I'm like a fucking director for a TV show. And you're like, really? What TV show? You're like, it's just Big Hero 6. And they're like, what? That got a spinoff 4 years ago? They're like, yeah, dude, it's been like... That's what trips me up, right? Like, that's why those award shows exist to me. Because when you see those award shows and they're like, oh, the Grammys, this is the best new artist. Or, oh, the Oscars, and these are the best new actors or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like, those blow my mind because it's like, I would have, first of all, never found these things otherwise. But it's also like crazy that it's just like out there and there's people like on the prowl for it every day, like looking for that next hot artist or looking for that next fucking Leonardo DiCaprio motherfucker.
You gotta find all the good content.
Gotta find all the vampires before they're going rogue.
What?
Because Tom Cruise is a vampire because he doesn't age.
He's a Scientologist.
Yeah,
sir.
Vampire.
No. Wasabi, I don't think there is a good way to end a long-term friendship. That's usually never a good thing.
Wow, bro, you could just come out and say it. It's cool.
I don't think it's any.
I can handle it. No. A best way to.
It's gonna be bitter on both ends.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Have you talked to said friend, being like, "Hey, look, I think you're fucking up," because I can't imagine you're just ending it arbitrarily.
You could try to resolve it like that, like meet in the middle, or you can just rip off the Band-Aid and completely cut them out. That's what I would probably do.
You could do that.
But it's never going to be good.
I'd recommend you be like, hey, bro and or brodette, you should like stop fucking up because this is the thing that you're doing. That's super not cool. And if you're friends for that long, then you should be able to have a conversation that's a hard conversation like that. And if not, then I mean, I guess it's just more of like one of those relationships where it's like, oh, we just known each other for a long time. We don't owe each other anything, or I don't have to do this because it's just you've been here. I've been settling for friendship and company. But
is everything okay? You want to talk about it?
no,
Not you.
oh, I don't want to talk about it either. But yeah, man. Could you give us some details? Maybe they're watching right now, and we can just do it for you. Give us a name, an address. We'll dox them, and we'll show up at their house.
Go
we'll
to
egg
this
it,
person's
TP
house.
it. Yeah, man. I mean,
Bring a bat.
I'll write in ketchup on the garage door. Raul says, "Fuck you.
Raul says he doesn't want to be your friend
We're
anymore.
not friends no more.
But you seem kind of cool, so,
Come on the podcast and take your shots."
talk to me instead. That's also like losing a friend isn't fun.
Depends on the friend.
Then was that person ever a friend?
That's what I'm saying, though, is like, is it just a long-term relationship or is it a friend? Because it's like...
Well, I would assume by friendship, I would assume it's a friend. I just don't want to be their friend. So why are you their friend still? That's different. Like, the friendship faded away.
Has it faded away naturally? Or... Because that kind of happens. I mean, like... Look, there's people... I've had, like, Anthony Campos and DeAndre on this podcast, and, like, we don't talk every day, but, like, we're still, like, tight, So it's like, if you don't feel that kind of love for someone after they've been gone for a long time, then let it just kind of fade away.
You could just stop talking to them.
Yeah. That's okay, too. That's, like, just...
Unless you see them all the time.
Yeah, that's just kind of growing apart. That's not necessarily ending something. And a lot of times I'd say let it grow apart naturally than it is to like just fucking chalk the wheels and make everything come to a screeching halt, because that's going to be what fucking hurts people's feelings. Not that you have to like protect people's feelings, but
You of all people know.
yeah,
God no, you would never do that.
not that you have to protect people's feelings, but it is one of those things, like, it'll make it easier for you if someone's feelings aren't hurt and they're not like, but I was so good to you. I did all these things.
So?
Yeah. So, I'm operating on a narrow basis, but yeah, I'd say be like, hey, bro or brodette, stop this thing that's bugging me.
Hey, person.
If you've grown apart naturally, then just fucking stop texting them or calling them or whatever it is you're doing every day.
Or seeing them.
Stop seeing them. Let them put in a little bit of effort.
And if they don't.
Yeah, and if they don't, then they don't.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, then you get what you want at the end of the day. It's what's the easiest thing for you,
Yeah, they didn't do anything wrong, so...
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, do you talk to this person regularly? It sounds like, based on all that, it just seems like something that could just kind of grow into obscurity.
Just like, they're there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I met people from college plenty of times. Like I said, I got their numbers and stuff, but it's like, I'm not going to call them every day and, like, ask to hang out. Like, everyone's got their own things going on. As long as that person's got stuff going on in their life that doesn't involve you, it'll kind of take its course naturally.
Yeah, let it just die on its own.
Yeah. Yeah, unless you're really in close proximity with the person all the time, there's really no need. Okay, so are they reaching out to you then? It sounds like they're always texting you?
I wouldn't completely go ghost. I wouldn't like 100% Danny Phantom it. I would reply more infrequently, like one day you answer, and then like send like a text, and then it'll be like 2 or 3 days.
How was your day? Wasabi plug? LOL, good.
Yeah, just be boring.
Yeah.
Put in zero effort.
Take the oxygen away from the flame and it shall die. This is good beer.
Unless it's burning like
crazy hot.
nitrogen or something.
You're welcome, though.
That's what we're here for.
Since when did this become a fucking life advice podcast?
I don't know. We got 2 people that need advice. The other day we got Flex Tape, who is lacking motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Today we got Wasabi, who's depressed and gonna lose a friend.
Who wants to dump his friends?
What's an unwritten rule that you guys think everyone should know? Space in between urinals.
Don't let your kids play on their iPad or iPhone with the volume all the way up inside of a restaurant. That's really one of my pet peeves. It's not an unwritten rule. It's like my unwritten rule is like just be a little bit better of a person.
That's not an unwritten rule, though.
No, it's not a rule either. But neither is fucking space in between urinals.
That's like code, though.
No, it's not.
So
if I got a piss, bro, and there's 2 dudes on the sides and one in the middle, I'm going in the middle. I don't care.
You weirdo.
No, you're just scared of men with their dicks out around you.
Yeah, that's gay.
It's not gay taking a piss. If you're like, hey, well, you scared you might look? Are you scared you're going to get overwhelmed with curiosity and be like,
no.
Oh, I'm gay now.
No,
I'm gay now and I fucking like dick.
No, I wouldn't look because I'm respectful.
You just start sucking it like a fucking dirty whore.
Piss in my mouth.
Ugh.
No, I wouldn't do that either. It's just like, it's uncomfortable for other people too. You got to think about other people, not yourself. Sure, you may have to piss, but
okay, here's the thing.
If there's 5 urinals,
so let's talk about this.
You can only use 2 or 3 spots at a time.
No, you're insane. Okay, here's the thing. If I need to be more sensible to people's feelings, then just go into the stall with the walls. You shouldn't be using the urinal.
I mean, it's different if the urinals have the little dividers, but those don't do dick.
And you want to do dick, don't you?
No.
You want to get in that bathroom and just do all the fucking dicks you can.
I won't even take a piss if there's anyone in there. I never was able to use the bathrooms at Moore Park if there were other people. And yes, like putting a shopping cart away.
I always put the shopping cart away, by the way.
Yeah, we're decent people. But like, if there was other people, if there was one other person in there, even if they were like washing their hands, I'd wait around the corner for them to leave and then I'd go in.
That's like...
Gotta use it by myself.
That's crazier than just being gay. Like, just use the stall and be like, hi, can I look at your penis? And some guy would be like, I don't know. Like, why? And you'd be like, I'm gay and I don't want to sit around the corner breathing heavily while I watch you pee and wait for you to leave. He'd be like, I didn't know those were the options. Go for it. Take a look.
I'm not in the bathroom.
Look at my wiener.
I'm outside of the bathroom while I wait.
What do? You just fucking...
Take a lap.
What if... Okay.
Take a lap around the building.
What if you go... You open the door, you go, someone's taking a piss in there and there's only 2 urinals and I don't want to piss next to somebody. You go outside and you're just sitting, you're like, oh man, I wish this thing would open up. And then like you see the guy come out and you see someone walk in right before you. Are you still going to be like, I was here first, I'm just going to fucking nut up and like take a piss next to this stranger?
No.
Or are you going to be like, you know what? I forgot that thing on Twitter that I was looking at is right here. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, are you done, sir? Thanks. And it just fucking is an endless cycle of dudes walking in and out, taking pisses. And you're just like, I don't want to piss next to another guy.
Well, I often went to bathrooms that were very rarely used. The older ones, the shittier ones. I knew everyone.
But you ate chocolate off of a floor one time.
Off of my shoe. That's different.
It was off of the floor. Remember when I was taking a shit at the Moore Park bathroom?
I don't ever remember eating that.
You did, bro. And I texted you. I'm sure if we went through our text messages right now, I'd be like, bro, are you here? And you were like, no. I was like, someone just ate fucking chocolate off the floor from inside my stall.
I know I picked it up off the floor. I don't remember eating it, though.
I heard it crinkle and you go, oh. And then I texted you. I was like, bro, was that you? And you're like, was what me? I was like, someone's in here reaching under the stall, grabbing, because there's like candy on the floor of the stall. You remember this?
I remember I don't remember eating it.
So you saw my shoes. You saw someone was pooping in that stall.
I knew you were in there. Yes.
And you thought that as long as it's Alec pooping in the stall, I can get my little raccoon hand in there, grab a little treat, and fucking eat some chocolate.
No, I just wanted
while
to
he's
fuck
taking
with you.
taking a deuce.
The main goal.
That was you fucking with me? You eating shit off the ground, being like,
I don't remember eating it.
Oh, it wasn't me.
It still fucked with you.
Yeah, it scared me to death, bro. I thought someone was fucking warming up with a fucking Charleston Chew, and they're gonna come in here and suck me dry through my asshole till I'm dead. I'm like, this is a fucking psychotic serial killer. I'm gone. Bye, Josh. That was my plea for help. That was my, hey, in case anything happens, I want you to know I love you before I die, before I get the shit sucked out through my butthole and I die, because that's what's gonna happen at Moore Park College with this psychopath eating candy out of a goddamn stall where I'm pooping.
It would be the first time I picked up chocolate off the bathroom, out of a bathroom.
Yeah, I bet. I don't.
Well, the second time I actually had it.
Is that why you don't
video,
remember? Because it happened so many times. You're just like, ooh, a snack.
The second time I have it on video, it's on my one of my stories. It was in the hand dryer, and I go pick it up. I'm like, sweet, but I didn't eat that one. I threw it away. It's
gross.
It was wet. The other one at Moore Park was dry, so
I couldn't do that shit.
it's wrapped.
But germs, so here's the thing. When you pick up your phone, if this table is covered in germs, you pick up your phone.
Well, everything's covered in germs.
No shit. So this is my fucking point. It doesn't matter if it's wrapped. If you pick something up and it's wrapped and it's covered in germs from the bathroom floor already, and you touch that dirty ass wrapper, and then the germs from the wrapper, the dirty ass, don't touch me, fucking homo.
Sorry, I rotated.
Not the time. I'm talking about poop and eating shit off the floor. You don't get to touch my knee right now, okay? This is not friendly hours. You get the germs from the wrapper onto your finger. You unwrap it. You get the germs on your finger. You touch the candy. Put the candy in your mouth. Poo-poo germs on the candy. My logic is flawless.
I would eat it out of the wrapper and not touch it.
Just suck it out. Just ugh.
Precisely.
Even then, it's still on the wrapper, bro. And germs spread, right? So like if you...
That's why I have such a strong immune system. You gotta eat something off the floor at least once a year. Get that dirt in you.
That's
how I stay healthy. That's why I haven't got COVID yet.
That and the vaccine now.
You can still get it even if you're vaccinated. It just won't be as bad.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's so crazy. How do you think it's gonna like fall back into? Do you think it's gonna be normal again? Like, when do you think it's gonna be normal? And do you think it'll be like normal, like everyone will forget about it, or do you think it's gonna be here and fucking stay? About it. It'll be here to stay.
It'll be around.
You think it'll?
I mean, it's always been around.
Do you think when we hit 80 years old or whatever, it'll be as deadly for us as it was for the seniors who have died?
Yeah. I mean, it probably won't be SARS-CoV-19. It'll be SARS something else. Different strains and whatnot. Evolutions of it.
It'll have adapted.
Yeah. Because, like, I'm assuming you've gotten a flu shot at least once. You never got any flu shot?
Mm-mm.
Oh, well.
That's why when I got sick for those 3 months, I thought it was the flu. It might have been COVID now, but whatever.
Oh. Well, I know I've gotten a couple flu shots. And those flu shots are way different than the flu that's going on now. Because it's always changing. That's why they say that...
you need to eat one piece of candy off the floor every year.
That's what I say, not what they say.
So the CDC does not recommend that.
No.
Cool.
Josh Ober's recommends that.
Cool.
They say that like superbugs are gonna kill everyone on Earth.
Mm-hmm. Well, Bill Gates said that.
Yeah. Because
looks like it's gonna be true.
Yeah. Because fucking antibiotics can only do so much. Because they're always gonna keep evolving. The bacteria.
If anything, when you think about it, if you get antibiotics or something and it doesn't kill your body survives and it carries the disease or the infection or whatever, and then it can grow and mutate, which makes the disease stronger.
Yep. And you're left with nothing.
So you should just let people die from a disease so the people who have stronger immune systems can get stronger immune systems and pass those down genetically.
That's what they did in the ancient times, and everyone's frowned upon it now.
Why did everyone frown upon it about ancient times? They're like...
Well, they frown upon it
now. They're like, whoa,
like in Sparta, dude. When they had a baby that just wasn't like good enough, they just dropped it off a cliff.
Yeah.
That shit would not fly now.
Yeah.
No, I'd be all for it. I hate kids.
Here's the thing, though. You know how people will like have the argument of like... So, you ever met someone who's like overweight and they're like, it's genetic, and then you met someone who's like not overweight and they're like, you're just fucking fat and lazy,
big boned
or whatever, there's always that argument, right? But it's like when you look at like pit bulls or lions or tigers or bears, oh my, right? So
I knew that was coming.
I know, me too. I couldn't help it. No matter what animal it is you're looking at, it's like, wow, like every tiger is just like fucking really strong. And it's just like genetic, right? It's the same way we genetically bred pugs or pit bulls
Pugs
or
to hunt lions.
yeah, but there's like pit bulls are like just naturally like strong, muscular dogs.
Yeah, terriers are pretty strong.
Because they were bred to be, let's take this strong one and that strong one and make a fucking strong baby.
Terrier.
Sure. And you gotta assume to some point it works the same with humans with muscle and fat, but also the immune system. If you get someone who's got really bad allergies and their dad's and the mom's got really bad allergies, they probably got their bad allergies from their parents.
Kids fucked.
Yeah. If you look at someone whose parents are like in shape, exercise, that's probably genetic. It's probably going to be more genetic than it is environment.
I wouldn't say that wanting to work out is genetic. It's the ability to burn fat and to put on muscle more efficiently than others is genetic.
Which will make you look more lean, which will get you...
But yeah, you still have to put in the effort. Like, you won't have the drive. That's all up to the person.
I don't know. You don't think drive could be genetic? I know
No.
my dad is like everyone calls him like a tinkerer. Like, if he's not doing anything, he'll go, like, work on something in a workshop with wood or whatever it is. He's like a craftsman.
Hits a hammer on a board.
Yeah, just fucking, just drills holes under the table. Like, zzz, look what I did. Isn't it pretty? It's a fucking drill. And it'll, like, it's a fucking 3-inch drill. And give you all the details about it. And he's like, and it's at a 33.33 degree angle. And I'm like, cool. Great.
Good job, man. There's more than one pit bull.
Yeah. Expand your horizons. Next time I'll say chihuahuas. Chihuahuas are bred to be demonic assholes.
That's not true.
It's true.
It's all based on the owner. I've seen some good ass chihuahuas.
Then it's
Have you seen Beverly Hills Chihuahua?
Then you could say the same thing about people, right? If it's
George
like
Lopez is a good dog in that movie.
He's a good boy. It's like if you see people, right? If your son or daughter is fat, you're like, hey, you're a bad owner. You own that kid?
100%.
It's your fault he's fat.
Yes. It is. I'm fat. My dad's not. My mom's not. It's my fault. Well,
if I went and yelled at your mom and dad,
then I'm an adult.
If I went and yelled at your mom and dad about it, I was like, hey, get your fucking son into shape. You think they'd be like, okay, sorry for being a bad parent? No, they'd be like...
If I was 17 or younger, yes. It's their fault.
As soon as it's 18, it's on you.
You're an adult, yeah. I mean, legally.
Legally?
Some would argue 16, you're an adult. You can't do shit when you're 16. You can't even do shit when you're 18.
They're about to expand the voting age to 16.
That's a terrible idea.
How do you feel about that?
It didn't pass.
Oh, it didn't?
No.
Oh, I just saw the meme.
It was like way majority to not pass.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Because that's fucking stupid. Kids are dumb. I don't need them voting.
The meme was...
They should increase it, to be honest.
To 21?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea either. When I saw the meme, it was like, it's important that we get the voting age down to 16 as soon as possible. And someone wrote, when I was 16, we stole a lobster from Red Lobster, put it on a leash, and walked it around the neighborhood at 3 a.m. And I was like, you know what?
Same.
Yeah, no, maybe that's a bad idea.
Yeah, but could you imagine the vibes?
From the lobster, from being able to vote at 16?
Both.
Dude, imagine going to... Here's the thing, though. Like, I remember being in high school and people would be like, I'm voting this way. I'm like, how old are you, dude? That's crazy. And they're like, oh, I'm 17. I'm like, so you don't get a vote in this election? And they're like, no. So I'm like, why the fuck...
It doesn't matter.
Are you telling me who you think should be president? Because that's the thing. Look, if you think one person is better than the other as president... That's great. But what people don't realize is that everyone's a fucking idiot. I'm an idiot. You're an idiot. The person in your 8th grade through... What the fuck are you doing, you idiot? Thank you for proving my point.
I'm ripping off the terms and conditions of my chair.
That's illegal.
I'm the owner. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can't resell it now.
Oh, well.
It's like a mattress.
Tested and approved for users weighing up to 150 pounds. Well, 70 over, so...
Well, that's probably why the cushion's gone.
Not in this one.
Oh.
This one's brand new, baby.
Oh, you're using the brand new one? I thought that was that one.
No, that's that one. This one's new too.
Really?
Yeah, yours is the only old one.
Oh, cool. Thanks. That means a lot.
Yeah,
I was like, I thought you were doing me a favor by giving me this one because you're like, you think that one's more comfortable? All right, have it. And then like, oh, you probably like that one more because it's newer.
No, this one sucks.
Sweet.
That one's way more comfortable than this one.
It is actually. Ryan just got it for his room, actually. You should have seen it. He sat down in it. And I was like, that's the same one Josh has. He's like, hey, I got it from Target. I was like, isn't it so fucking comfortable? Apparently, it was only $20. I got my shit.
No.
I got my shit. That's what he said. I got my shit on Amazon for like $70, and I had to put it
that
together
chair
myself.
at Target is $50.
He said he got it for cheaper. Well, either way.
This was on clearance.
I mean,
Area did change.
maybe it was.
You know, to my knowledge, it's not.
Well,
Yeah, kids are dumb.
kids are dumb. People are dumb. Everyone's fucking dumb. And look, no one person has the right answer to like who's the president, which is why I'm always so surprised people get so passionate. Excuse me. So passionate and so involved with who they want as president. They want to choose someone who represents their ideals and their beliefs. I get that. But wouldn't it also be good to have somebody who ran the country better? Just all the time better. Not for Republicans or Democrats. Just someone who's just like, what's good for America? I'm not saying Joe Biden is that person. I don't think that motherfucker can walk upstairs without tripping.
Hey, man, he got knocked over by the wind, it looked like. Okay? Got on some slack.
I bet Putin doesn't get a gust of wind and gets all...
Putin's a strong man.
Putin's a strong boy. Yeah, dude. I think it's all a puppet show. It's all like... it's like Survivor, you know? You like...
It's all fake.
Hey,
Reality TV.
who's the guy, who's the face? Oh, this guy. Hate him. But like, and I said this before too, when like Biden got elected and they like bombed those countries, those were going to happen
regardless.
whether or not Trump,
That's what I
Biden,
said.
or whoever else was in the office. They're like, there's a bunch of people being like, hey, so we know you are the president, but all this shit got passed through. And it's not really up to you. So just sign off on it or Congress is going to push it. But also remember, like, if we don't bomb them now, they're going to do this terrorist attack because we have all this intel. So you make the choice. Like, this is something we're doing for America.
Mr. Biden wants to get rid of the death penalty.
What a great transition. Because I was just talking about this yesterday or a day, it doesn't matter. I was thinking about the death penalty, and I was like, if you got... all right, well, let's and lube this one up. What's your thoughts on the death penalty?
I support it. It's just done really inefficiently.
How would you like to make it more efficient?
Fucking kill him faster, I guess.
Just
Bring back the firing squad.
guilty, boom.
Yeah, or I think to incentivize it, not like to kill as many.
Hey, deputy officer person, you did a real good job killing that person. We have this chest here, there's lollipops and Superman stickers. Go ahead and take your pick.
But like,
Incentivized.
let's say this dude rapes a whole bunch of kids, right? And they're all rape murders, so their kids are dead, and all the parents.
Oh, you could have stopped at rape, bro. I was on board. I was like, yeah, kill him. And you're like, rape murder. I'm like,
And so all these parents are pissed off, right? They're gonna be. It's their kids. How dare he? How dare he? He gets
I
in.
fucking hope so. And there's even one parent being like, I don't know, let's hear him out. You're kind of a piece of shit.
It may have had a good reason. I don't know.
Let's hear what was my daughter wearing that night, you know?
Ooh, touchy subject. But it's like they get sentenced to death. Okay, well, let every parent who wants to participate
In a gang rape, in a
like
fucking
a firing squad, let them pull the trigger.
damn.
Justice.
Damn. That's badass.
It doesn't even have to like hold the gun. You can just do like pull a rope and.
Well,
do
you know
it.
how firing squads work, right?
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of people, and not all of them have bullets.
Only one of them has the real bullet.
But I'd have them all have bullets.
God damn, dude. I appreciate the enthusiasm.
You don't even have to be standing and holding the gun. It's like
Okay,
just-
Batman.
Well, like,
You want justice at the cost of justice, bro. You're like, let's have it happen now.
they'd probably get that done a lot faster than
No shit. I'd
letting
hope.
them live forever and having it cost so much taxpayers' dollars. That's why they want to get rid of it.
Oh,
It's too fucking expensive.
Here's my opposition to that. I don't know whether it's morally just to. Well, let me actually be very clear on this. I think it's morally just to kill someone who's taken a life. If
Punishment fits the crime.
I think the punishment fits the crime. I understand people's apprehension in the sense that there have been people put on death row who are innocent. Could you actually just bring up a list of people who were exonerated from death row because they were found?
First, I need to know what apprehension means.
It means like
anxiety or fear that something bad or unpleasant will happen. Understanding, grasp.
Yep.
Okay.
They're apprehensive to saying, let's kill this person because we don't know if he's actually the killer. We don't know if he's actually guilty.
18 people have been proven innocent and exonerated by DNA testing in the United States after serving time on death row.
Okay, so first of all, statistically speaking, it's very small.
Yes.
Very small. But obviously, I'm glad they got off.
Good for them.
And didn't have to face their charge. However, they still usually lost. It's about 20 or more years.
It was a collective of 202 years served
Yeah, so
between 18 people.
So
if you were to distribute that evenly,
just it's about 20 years, maybe more than 20 years if you distribute it evenly. Not 11.
Yeah, 11 years.
11 years each? All right.
Still enough to change your fucking life and ruin it.
Your life's over. Your life's over. And I'm not saying that it's not good that they got found innocent. Obviously it is. But at the end of the day, what's it called? The reparations the jail pays, the state pays, it all is going to be the same. Because, well, I suppose there is the dilemma of if they do just kill him, they probably won't have like lawyers and shit working on their case anymore. But look, my main point being, and it's a messy topic, but like my main point being is if you don't support the death penalty, then you support slavery, because a lot of people, and this is well known, make money off the jail system. So
it's all privatized.
So it is slavery for pennies a day. An inmate will work at a fire department, doing the hard labor, clearing all the brush, or working any job they can get for 10 to 15 cents a day, which is slavery. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're being paid a wage. They're not being paid the minimum wage. They're stripped of their rights, their privileges. They say you can find God and you can work for 10 cents a day. That's it. It's not enough money. And if you keep people alive, then you're really supporting that system. Because the people who support that system are the people who want to keep people in jail. The people who want to keep people in bondage because they make profit off these people being incarcerated. And the people who want them to follow through the death penalty don't want people to die. They just want justice, right? So both sides are
and I could get them that a whole lot quicker.
Yeah, and both sides are morally driven, right?
Mine would be more fun.
If someone's child was raped and murdered, like, I'd want justice for that family. And justice would be someone getting the chair or the firing squad. And that would be justified, and it would be justice. People who say the death penalty is wrong because it's morally unjust forget that person raped and killed somebody. That's not morally just, but they say that person still deserves to live. And I feel like, if I can just finish this thought real quick, I feel like it's the same thing with the abortion, right? Like, I feel like a lot of people who are Democrats will say you shouldn't kill people because it's wrong. And look, I'm for abortion. Like, I'm not like, pro-abortion, but like, abortion should be legal.
People do what they want.
Yeah, they're going to do it anyway. Abortion should be legal, but like, you say one thing and then do another in another sense, because why? I don't understand your motives or your reasoning, but like, it doesn't make sense for me to hear someone say it's not right for someone to kill someone because they have the right to live, but knowing they've raped or murdered somebody,
They're a piece of shit scumbag,
knowing that they've committed the absolute atrocity that they don't want to commit, unless they have like the Batman code of like, it doesn't make us different from them.
Shut the fuck up, Bruce.
But that's the thing, right? Like, that's the whole thing, is like, is that your ideology? Did you watch Batman and you're just like, you're right, like, we shouldn't kill people who kill us? You gotta understand, like, it's either that or you just leave them in bondage forever. And that's
expensive.
I'd say it's more unjust. You know what's a more cruel and unusual punishment than death for committing a murder?
Life in prison.
Life in prison. That's cruel. To lock up a human being, like, ethically speaking, if you want to get into the morals of it, I think it's worse to lock someone up forever for 11 years when they're mistried and just give them a couple $1 million, being like, sorry, or when they're guilty, to be like, you know what, like, I guess you're just gonna have to like work here forever. Like, how much is that labor worth? Like, what do they do? Could you look up jobs in prison? Is this license plates? What do they?
I mean, they do. Like,
I'll look it up.
They do everything. I'm gonna drop a couple
Go ahead.
statistics, and I'm also gonna drop an opinion first. If someone who is innocent gets death row and they end up dying, under my system where it's done like immediately, it would definitely make the prosecution system more efficient. Because if they killed someone who was innocent, prosecutors would see that and be like, oh shit, like, we gotta do a better job. Because if you let like an innocent person die, that's on you, and then you gotta try better. And then I want to say that I don't want to say it, I'm reluctant to say it, but every 73 seconds an American is sexually assaulted.
Jesus.
And on average there are 433,648 victims, 12 or older, victims of rape and sexual assault each year. And then the cost of an inmate living on death row is around $80,000 to $700,000 a year, including security, housing, food, and medical care.
I've actually got a correction for one of my stats I dropped too. I said they're 10 cents a day. I was wrong. Based off a cursory...
Depends on the job.
Based off a cursory search... Well, this is what it says. Based off a cursory search for Google that I just typed in jobs for inmates. What jobs are available for prisoners what jobs are available in prisons for inmates? Sentenced inmates are required to work if they are medically able. Institution work assigned included employment in areas like food service or the warehouse, or work as inmate orderly, plumber, painter, groundskeeper, and inmates earn 12 cents to 40 cents per hour for these work assigned. So what is that a year? I know I didn't open up my calculator today. Hang on. Let me...
$1,000.
$1,000 a year?
Generous.
It seems a bit high, actually.
The figure I gave is all inmates serving a life sentence, I believe.
Okay, so let's just do 12 times... Nope. 12 times what? How many days in a week?
7.
I mean, in a year, sorry. 365?
Yes.
So if you work every day... for 12 cents an hour... Oh, I didn't times it by 8. 1 second. Times by 8.
No, that's wrong.
Why is it wrong?
Because you multiply by 12 whole, not 0.12.
What does it matter? I'm just going to... I know where the decimal goes. All right, so 0.12 times 8.
Yes.
96 cents a day.
Yep.
times 365.
Mm-hmm.
If you work 365 days a year, 8 hours a day, as an inmate or a prisoner,
$3.50
you can make $350 a year.
and 40 cents.
And 40 cents. Let's see the higher end of that. 40 cents being the max. So, times 8. Nope, times 8. Times 365. And if you earn 40 cents an hour, you work 365 days a year, 8 hours a day, you make $1,168.
That's if you get the good jobs.
That's slavery. I don't care what anyone says.
In Kansas, the median cost for death penalty trials
That's terrible.
is over $500,000 each, compared to about $33,000 for non-death penalty cases. The full case in which the death penalty is sought is on average $1.2 million compared to $740,000 for non. That's in Kansas.
And we have to remember every step in between, right? Lawyers, defense attorneys, DA offices. All those people make money off these people. So their best interest is to defend these people. I bet you any lawyer in his right mind would say, even if he doesn't agree with it morally, will say, you know what? The death sentence is wrong because I've got 3 inmates on death row. And I'm appealing for all their cases. And I'm getting all that money.
In Maryland, taxpayers paid $186 million more to prosecute death penalty cases than non-death penalty cases between 78 and 99. Average per case was $3 million. Cost.
Jesus.
That everyone who lived in Maryland at that time paid.
And now, just to get the cherry on top for this for me, because I know this statistic always fucking shocks me. How many people are incarcerated?
With
I
the
don't know.
name Alec.
Yeah, 2% actually.
A lot.
A lot of people with my name go to jail. Straight to jail. Born Alec, straight to jail. How many people are incarcerated in the U.S.? I know we have the highest number of incarcerations.
2.3% and 2.3 million people.
Yeah, so 2%. So 2% of all American people are in jail. 2% of all American people in jail have my name. I'm a statistical anomaly. I should be in jail. 2.3 million people, U.S. and territories incarcerated population, adult and juvenile inmates as of 2016. This is a few years older. 2.3 million people were incarcerated in the United States at a rate of 698 people per 100,000. So 2.3%.
And that's just crime in general. Ended up in jail. Whether it be drug-related, murder-related, bad things related.
The number of people incarcerated in state and federal prison in local jails dropped 14% from around 2.1 million in 2019 to 1.8 million by late 2020. The overall decrease in numbers represents a 21% decline from the peak of 2.3 million people in prison and jail in 2008.
The prison system is a lot like the healthcare system.
It's also a lot like McDonald's system because they make money off people for very little. Like we're at Goodwill. Most people who work at Goodwill, I was talking about this, people who work at Goodwill are serving a sentence for community service. And
That makes sense.
when you do the math, they get all their shit donated. They get the full profit because it's donated like a church does. Majority of the workers are working for free because they're doing a community service. And everything is tax deductible because it is charity.
I like how you separated your fingers.
I know. I fucking had a weird moment.
Live long and prosper.
I fucking nanu.
What?
You never seen that? Nanu?
No.
It's
I never watched Star Trek.
it's not Star Trek.
This is Star Trek, my guy.
Okay, hang on. We're gonna educate the people. Oh, you should do it because you gotta share it. Just type in Nanu Robin Williams. You'll understand what I'm saying.
If I can find the mouse. Hold on. You gotta... Oh, it's off. It turns itself off. I think I need to change the battery in this one.
We need that soundboard. I could probably just do it right here if I just plug in this. Get my MIDI controller.
Yeah, we said we were going to try that.
I know. I keep forgetting.
It's okay.
That and the underwater
Opera.
opera. Let's look for that. Nice.
What am I looking up? Nanu Nanu? How do you spell that?
Nanu. Robin Williams.
I got that far, my guy. You spelled it wrong. It's Nanu.
That's what I said.
Oh.
You
Well, I don't
fucking dumbass. Did you type it wrong when I told you?
Probably.
Go ahead and play that.
Control 4. Goodbye for now. Nanu Nanu. Important message from Robin Williams.
I don't know if you guys can do that.
They can't. Because I also didn't change the source.
You didn't have the source change. You might want to change the source then. I'm gonna take a piss. Setting a record for the fastest piss on the show.
After an hour?
It's been an hour already?
It's been 50 minutes.
Jesus, I've been vibing.
I know, we're talking about death. It's fun.
Alright.
Death is always a good time. I welcome it. Don't mind me just changing sources so we can look at this video right here of Nanu Nanu and Robin Williams. Rest in peace. I should wait for him to get back because he knows about this clip and I don't. I don't know what the fuck this is and what's going on. This beer is good. Double IPAs. I almost just spilled all over myself. I wonder if I ran for president or any sort of government office, I can get my death penalty passed. Fucking kill him right away. Because I'm all about efficiency. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yes. So we kill him quick.
More calling us. Come in, your fatitude. Down, baby, get down. Ha! Don't.
I'll be with you in a moment, Borg. There's a caller on another brain cell.
I'll hold.
Yes? What is it?
What is this
Sorry,
from?
there's no one named
I don't know.
Juanita here.
You just know what it is?
And La Casa. Goodbye. I'd love to know who had this brain before me.
Sounds like Ricardo Montalban. Sir.
It's a shame he was depressed.
You'll never guess. Go on, take one guess. Too late. Okay, I'll tell you.
He made good stuff.
I learned that I'm okay. I'm not as bad as I thought I was.
That's a lesson one can only learn from the school of oneself.
Wow, what a Werner-like thing to say. But you know something, Orson? I'd like to thank you for letting me see what Mindy's life would be like without me. But please, I never want to see what my life would be like without her.
You know, Mort, I think you're beginning to grow.
Well, sir, I don't know how much value I have in this universe, but I do know that I made a few people happier than they would have been without me. And as
Damn.
long as I know that, I'm
Damn.
as I ever need to be.
That's like
Well, can't you
super
on the
real.
rebound, your magnitude. Until next week. Nanu. Nanu.
Now I'm all sad because apparently Robin Williams was so ahead of his time. He knew he was making people's lives better while he was suffering.
That's what depression is.
Damn, man.
That's how it be.
That was too real. And also my fucking laptop screen keeps doing the automatic lightness adjusting.
Turn it off in the settings.
I like it when it gets dark out, but it's just like every time I walk away, it's like, oh, now I can turn it down. And it's like,
It's all based on what your front camera sees.
I know. It's like, man, you're fucking white. Gotta turn this brightness down. What an opera on stage. Man.
Do you think you'd be a good public official?
What do you mean? Like,
Like
if I worked in government?
mayor.
I think I'd do my best. I mean, I don't know.
There are dogs that are mayors.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
They do a heckin' good job.
it's a low bar. But
You can never run against them, though.
against the dog mayor?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because you'd be the asshole who beat a dog.
I think I beat my dogs all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna do that later because that's like never gonna be found. Anyway, I don't know, dude. I've like kind of always wanted to ever since I started seeing Parks and Rec, but I never really thought. What up, Flex Tape?
You're a little late, but I won't hold it against you.
We'll let it go.
You know, we do it at the same time every time.
You see what up?
No, like
Oh, you know what time we're filming?
we do this show at the same time every Monday, Wednesday.
Yeah. I mean, it's whatever. You missed a good talk about prison, abortion, and murder. So
And I'm gonna kill people.
go spin it back. Stop saying that. It's scary.
It's under a system. It's okay. You know, it's got to be approved first.
It's under a system. I just got derailed because I'm like, nah, I'm sitting next to a murderer.
Allegedly.
Alleged murderer.
And not yet.
I
I think you need another beer, sir.
do.
That was hard to open for some reason.
The air.
The gasket's doing his job.
As an elected official, I don't know. Ever since I watched Parks and Rec, I'm like, man, government would kind of be fun. And I kind of do feel like I'm kind of smart and like I'm pretty fair and I'm pretty a lot of things that are like good to people. But I don't know if it's like what people want, right? Because I know a lot of people in politics will do things because they know they can get the votes for it. They'll say, when Biden was like $2,000 stimulus checks,
Free money.
we only got 14. Not saying that it's not more than what Trump gave us, but there's things that get said all the time in politics that can't be done. Me knowing this and me being who I am, people would ask me a question and I would tell them to their face, I don't know, I'm doing my best. And they'll be like, that's not good enough. And then they'll be like, hey, other guy, what can you give us if you're this position? And he'll be like, $2,000 stimmies, bro. And everyone's like, vote for him. Fuck him. Vote for him.
Honesty is not the way, and I haven't murdered anyone.
Allegedly. Who did Josh murder?
I haven't murdered anyone legally.
Not legally. Not without their consent, anyway.
Yes. Actually.
And that's the thing is, like, I remember thinking, like, you know what would be a cool job for me too? Also, like, I want to be like a professional juror. If someone was like, hey, sit in this courtroom, listen to all these cases, and just
exist.
like, I know, but like, if it was like a full-time job and they're like, hey, like, your job is to be like
The ultimately non-biased person ever.
non-biased, strictly based on this
Just
evidence.
sitting there, just always vibing out.
Yeah, I would love that job because I really feel like I could set those
I hold
biases
no
aside.
opinions.
I think I could. I know I could. And I wanted to do that at one point. I was like, man, that'd be a cool job. Like, you get to sit in, listen to all these cases and details, and like you get to learn kind of how the system works and what's going on. And at the end of the day, it's like I would be just, you know? So it's like at the end of the day, like if someone's innocent and there's no evidence,
You know what that
I'd
is?
be able to put that set of feelings aside and be like, you know what? They either are or are not guilty.
That job does exist, actually. I take that back. Do you know what that's called? It's called being the fucking judge.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right.
So you wanted to be a judge.
I guess. If I went to law school, I guess
You do have to be a lawyer first.
yeah, that's insane, man. You gotta be real smart.
You gotta know the laws.
But I remember, yeah, man, I just like, not that I like arguing or debating. I like problem solving. And like I said earlier, like if you want to talk about gun control or abortion or the jail system,
Kill them all.
I think there's a way to solve it. I think there's really I think there's a solution for every problem. I think those solutions aren't found because we have groups of people who make money off these things being there and existing.
Well, yeah, people are greedy.
And that's what bugs me. I don't think that's how the world should be ran. Granted, it keeps a lot of people happy with money and shit, but that's just, it's not just, it's not fair, it's not freedom, because all you're doing is oppressing people less than you, whether they're impoverished or part of a not majority. What's the
Minority?
a minority group? Thank you. I don't know why that word slipped me. Part of a minority group just so you could stay on top and in power with money and social status. That bugs me. That is not okay. It's not okay in the jail system. It's not okay in the fast food industry. It's not okay. It's not okay. And that's what this system's built on. It's not okay.
What do you think about the war on drugs? Shouts out to Ronald Reagan in 87.
Here's what I learned about the war on drugs as someone who was deathly afraid of smoking weed or trying any drugs in high school.
As an avid drug user.
But now as an avid drug user. You can't, you should not use fear to get your way. This has happened in monarchies. It has happened in tyrannical systems.
At everything.
In every system known to man, fear is always the first tool used to control a large group of people.
It's the easiest.
You cannot do that with kids. You should not do that with your own kid. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't rule by fear. You should rule by knowledge and understanding. And if you can do that, then that's where your power lies. Because if you can just tell everyone, look, heroin's bad. We made it illegal because it kills a lot of people. And a lot of people ruin their lives with it when they get addicted. Now, that is the truth. Mm-hmm. And that is something that I would have liked to hear as a kid. Instead of what I got to hear as a kid is if you do heroin, you're going to die. You do Oxycontin, you're probably going to overdose for the first time.
They're not wrong, though.
They're not wrong, but they're taking one thing and utilizing it because they know it'll scare you. And they say if we scare them, they'll stay away from these drugs. And then what people find out is they find out, oh, I can do this much cocaine and not die. And then the more cocaine you do, the more your body builds up a tolerance. And then you die from cocaine overdose, heroin overdose, Oxycontin, fentanyl, whatever drugs are on the market. People go, oh, these aren't going to kill me. I was told these are going to kill me and I'm still here. Look at me, suck my dick. I was lied to.
Fuck you, Reagan.
If someone sat down and goes, look, it's a very dangerous. You can form a very dangerous relationship with any sort of drug, alcohol, marijuana, Oxycontin, fentanyl, painkillers, any drug. You can form a toxic relationship with. You can form a toxic relationship with friends and family. They need to stress the idea of it's a relationship between drugs and a person. It's always a relationship. At the end of the day, we have a relationship with this camera and our computers. At the end of the day, you know where to find these on Monday and Wednesday. You know where to find the show on Monday and Wednesday. These things are relationships. They are related to us in this way. If you start doing heroin, you're going to probably realize a few things. Wow, heroin's great. Wow, that's fucking
shit. Probably
that's taken out of context.
Who knows?
I'm gonna finish this and get my other one open before I start going on about this. Sorry.
Chug. Oh, you're off screen. Fuck. Chug.
You're gonna do heroin, and you're gonna go, wow, this is great.
If you're gonna do it, go hard.
And then what you're gonna realize after that, talking to many of friends who have done heroin, will say it's not that the high is that good, it's that the come down is that bad. When you're coming down from heroin, you're in physical pain for hours. Your body is going through very intense withdrawals and it hurts physically. And the only way to make that pain stop is to do more heroin. And it becomes a vicious cycle of you do more heroin to stop the pain and your body develops a dependency, or you develop a nasty habit. All your money's going towards heroin. Your lifestyle is now based around it. And that's where shit gets very slippery very quick. Instead of being told that as a kid, I was just told, don't do it, it's going to kill you. Don't do it, it's going to ruin your life. No one ever sat down and explained why it would.
You can try it, but...
Yeah, and I'm not saying we should sit down and be like, hey, kids, you should try some heroin. We should just be more forthright in and transparent.
They fucking turn 6 and you hand them a needle. It's like, here.
Yeah, I mean, not even what I'm saying though. Like, it's the same thing with sex ed, right? Like, I did sex ed in 5th grade. Do you know when you did sex ed?
Like, fucking, I think it was 6th grade.
5th or 6th grade?
6th grade.
So we did at Westlake Elementary, we did sex ed in 5th grade for our own bodies, and then 6th grade was the female body.
And then there was the health class.
And then there was health class in
I
high
never
school.
got to take that. So I don't know how my body works.
And I think that's the issue. Is like, it's not like, I guess I'm not answering the question of like, what is my thought on the war on drugs. I think the war on drugs is dumb. I think
it's never going to be won.
I think there is no war on drugs. I think it's a catchy phrase that the government put together to crack down on, again, people who are in minority groups, in lower class systems, to suck money out of them and be rich off of these lower class people, which is what most economies have done for centuries.
I don't think you should be punished at all for using drugs. I think sellers should be
Rehabilitated.
punished more.
Wait, is the punishment? Oh, that's a great question. Is the punishment of users and sellers fair in your opinion?
No.
No.
Users should not be punished, I don't think.
Sellers should absolutely be punished. Users should be rehabilitated. And here's the thing. This is my flaw, right? Can you blame people for being fat? And can those fat people sue McDonald's for eating all their McDonald's and getting fat?
But you made it taste so good and addictive with sugar.
Right? No. Like, probably not. You probably shouldn't be like, hey, fat guy, you're fat now, so you have to now go to a gym.
Here's diabetes.
And, yeah, like the diabetes. You got diabetes now and it affects your life forever.
Oh, you lost your foot.
You should immediately go to the seller, McDonald's, and be like, hey, we're going to regulate some of this because it's killing people and it's super bad for the population. I think that's the same thing that's happening. The drug users are getting thrown into jail and being,
I'm gonna
victimized.
make a super woke comment.
Go ahead.
The government pays for
I was just thinking that.
the war on drugs, and in a way, not in a way, but they actually help fund to bring drugs here. It's all cyclical. Everyone pays for everything.
When you think
That's
about
why
it,
ISIS uses American-made guns. I'm gonna pay.
go off, Alex Jones. And that's the thing too, is like, if you look at it, the CIA has done stuff like they've traded arms and weapons with neighboring countries, and in return we've gotten like just thousands and thousands of pounds of cocaine, and we supply them with like military weapons to fight their wars. And what America does is they're like, we need to make money off these people, so we'll take these drugs, we'll sell it to the people, and then we'll tell the cops what areas we sell these drugs in. The cops will go in, make the arrests, and then bada bing, bada boom. You're a slave in the system. You're in the system. Sips beer for dramatic effect. These beers are really good, though. Double IPAs. Kicking me in the teeth right now. But yeah, the idea of the seller being punished, and look, I'm saying very clearly, like, if someone's a drug user, they deserve rehabilitation because they have probably had a rough upbringing and, like I said, a minority group in a lower social class. And they've been victimized because they were used to make profit from the drug dealers and now the police and now ostensibly the whole federal system.
What the fuck did you say?
Ostensibly?
What the hell?
Josh is going to check all my big words because he doesn't think I'm actually smart.
I just don't know what they mean. It's spelled with an O. I thought it was an A.
Ostensibly.
Apparently, or hold on.
Oh, you can't read that?
Purportedly, but perhaps not actually. That's a weird word. I like it. It's a weird word.
It's like saying possibly, but it's like saying
just fancy.
It's like saying I think this is the case, but don't quote me on it.
Portrayed as a blue collar type, ostensibly a carpenter.
Yeah, he's probably not a carpenter, but he's definitely like rednecky enough. You know what I'm saying?
Similar, apparently, seemingly on the face of it, to all appearances.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
But you've really never heard me say those two words like ever today?
No.
Oh, I'm trying to upgrade my vocabulary.
You brought out your big brain.
Well, I said, I've been reading more.
Is that on your word of the day calendar?
No, I've been reading more, and I'm trying to use the words that I've learned. Honestly, but yeah, basically, like you see those people ostensibly get victimized from the government and their community for drug use, knowing that the CIA, and this is known, that they've traded weapons for cocaine. They've done LSD experiments with was it Charles Manson? They arrested him for selling LSD and getting him to murder people, and then CIA got involved and released him because they were like, yeah, that's kind of part of our plan. Like,
Charles Manson's still in prison.
I know, but he was. Go ahead and look it up. How many times was Charles Manson released from police custody? And then look at why. Because the CIA and FBI got involved, and they're like, look, this is kind of a long-term...
Oh, shit.
Yeah, bro. Tell me I'm wrong. It was a long-term plan to get people addicted to drugs and LSD so they can get them to murder people. And he was trained by CIA and government branches on how to manipulate people to get them to murder and steal for him. And there's a book about it that I want to read that's been on the Joe Rogan podcast. I haven't found it yet, but...
Chaos, Charles Manson, the CIA, and the Secret History of the 60s?
That sounds like it. I mean, you know...
It's a 2019 nonfiction book.
They really nailed that title. But the Joe Rogan podcast interviewed the author for this book, and he goes way into depth, and he brings up all the evidence proving... I want to read this book, actually. Is it like on Amazon or anything?
How much is it? Find it.
And goes into all the details about how the government was behind Charles Manson. The government essentially funded Charles Manson, supplied him with LSD and drugs so he can get that hippie cult of sex slaves. And he'd be like, hey girls, do you want some more cocaine and LSD? And they'd be like, yes, Daddy Charles. And he's like, okay, go kill this banker.
Hardcover is $51. Paperback.
Jesus Christ, for paper and text?
Hardcover. Paperback is $17.
Oh, that's fair.
We gotta have a hardcover.
That's how you know the government's just like we don't want anyone selling it. Just jack up the prices. Like, you can't sell this for less than this amount. And that's the thing. Like, anyone who's poor can't afford to read the truth. Bitch.
That's all you have us for.
That's why you got us. Two dudes drinking beer.
We're for the poor.
We're for the people, man.
But yes, basically the cartels run Mexico now. It's like a puppet government thing they got going on. It's pretty weird. What if you're white? You don't got to worry about it, so you can still go there in spring break and whatnot.
Yeah. I don't know too much about the cartels, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was kind of the same thing, right? Like, I bet you the United States... Look, here's the thing.
They bring in way too much money for the government to not be like,
yeah, dude,
you can do this.
It always comes back down to money, right?
It's a multi-billion-dollar industry,
and I'm sure the U.S. government is like, hey, we used to buy our drugs from Cuba. Can we buy those drugs from you now?
El Chapo is like a 51% shareholder of Mexico itself.
Mm-hmm. And then here's the thing: is like Mexico keeps them locked into jail. Who probably? I'd fucking hope so, dude. That's not what I thought he looked like.
Well, this is his recent prison photos. He looks way different.
He looks way different, than what I thought.
But yeah, he is Mexican.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what he looks like.
Mm-hmm. That's how I know him.
Yeah.
Got a buzzed head now, no mustache. He's planning on breaking out soon. Dude,
he already did it once.
If that guy came up to me at McDonald's and was like, hello, how can I get a Big Mac, please? I'd be like, oh, this guy's white as fuck. He looks white as hell.
It's just a regular dude.
Yeah.
Just a
I would not recognize him.
Just a drug kingpin.
I would not recognize him at all.
The ultimate drug lord.
Cash rules everything around me, but yeah, you're kind of right. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Money.
Today's hip hop reference is brought to you by Alec, as always.
It's brought to you by Wu-Tang, as always, because Wu-Tang is forever.
Well, you brought it here, so.
Oh, technically Flex Type did. But yeah, man, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the government of the United States was so good at having, like, just think of it like spies, right? They have one spy, and they're like, go live in Mexico, tell us what's going on, and, like, run this whole, like, drug pin thing. Because they do the math. They know what they need to be involved in for money and shit.
We're only good at stopping them from coming in illegally by themselves.
We're not even good at that.
If a whitey wants to bring drugs across, he can come.
From Florida. You want to know...
Either or.
I think there's... I'm going to Google this because I keep asking you to Google shit and I have it right in front of me. Most banks per capita...
Is it Miami?
Is in Miami because they're trying to hide all the cocaine drug money.
That makes sense.
I guess it says North Dakota has the most banks and credit unions per capita than any other state. What's capita, by the way?
It's like per amount of people.
Per cap? Is that what it really is?
Yeah.
That's a nope. I'll take your word. That sounds right.
When they say the GDP per capita is the gross domestic product per citizen, it doesn't necessarily mean citizen. It's just
I'm getting a bunch of answers actually, but it was like New York, JP Morgan, China. Like, okay, dude. Like,
but that would make sense.
Banks in
they're working on it. Flex tape. I mean, Oregon
Florida.
passed all those legal drugs, so
yeah, that was like
they're working on it. I guess
crazy. For
am I for the legalization of drugs?
For
I mean, if you want to do them, go ahead, but you face the repercussions yourself.
Look, I'm gonna tell you. My older brother told me. I'm not gonna tell you not. I'm not gonna tell you not to. You're your own person, and if you want to drink a beer, drink a beer. You want to smoke some weed, smoke some weed. You want to do heroin, do some heroin. But what I'm gonna tell you is the most true thing that I've ever heard in my life. Everything has a consequence. These beers that I've drank.
Mine's worse.
There they are. There's my beer.
Hide your nipples. We're live. You can't really.
I can't do nipples.
I mean, you can. It's kind of frowned upon. Mine's worse.
All my beers go to my stomach.
That's how it works, baby.
Every time I smoke, a couple thousand brain cells die. Every time I huff paint, I don't huff paint, but every time I huff paint,
It smells so good.
it smells so good. But every time you do something, it's gonna have a consequence. It might not be immediate, but it will be
Catches
a
up to you.
consequence. It will catch up to you, and that's the thing. Is like, that's the downfall, right? Because it's like, especially now with today, there's immediate gratification. You could post something on Twitter and 1 million people will like it in 10 minutes because everyone's like, wow, that really resonates with me. That's true.
You'll get like 1 like.
Maybe you will, but it's out there.
Okay,
it's possible.
you'll get like maybe 5.
Look, I'm just saying it could happen, and there's that immediate gratification. So when people drink a beer, smoke a weed. You want to smoke a weed tonight?
Smoke a weed and drink a beers.
When people do these things, you get a buzz. You smoke weed, you get a little high. That's the immediate gratification. It's like making a deal with the devil, you know? Like, dude, stop farting.
I can't help it. It's a Velveeta.
You have lactose intolerant for
I
sure.
am not. I love milk too much. It doesn't even smell.
It
you
does.
baby.
It does. And I got double pop filters. Anyway. Lordy.
Right after some doubles. Yep. Even better.
What was I saying?
If you want to do drugs, do them. But
Everything has a consequence, and what you give up in the long term is going to affect you in the what doesn't affect you in the short term, the fun from drinking and smoking, is going to get back to you in a few years because I've gained a bunch of weight from drinking.
I gained a bunch of weight from McDonald's. 40 pounds. That's my claim to fame, everybody.
I gained a bunch of weight at McDonald's too, but not quite that much. Alec is a victim. Yep.
No, he is not.
I am a victim.
You did it to yourself. You're not a victim. You're a byproduct.
Well, I'm not the seller of this alcohol.
But you're a byproduct of drinking alcohol.
Let's see. I was born into lower class, discriminated against, victimized.
How many times have you been pulled
And
over?
I'm a minority. I've never been pulled over.
Because you're fucking white, dude.
But, yeah, that's the losing argument for me, isn't it? Like, I can't.
I've never been pulled over either.
Here's the thing, though.
And
Like,
I'm more ethnic than you.
I've interfaced with a bunch of cops.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And some cops. What we need to talk to is Ryan, because Ryan's been bowled over by a bunch of cops, and they've treated him like dicks. But my theory is...
You get what you give.
My theory is sometimes Ryan will probably cop an attitude. I've never been anything but respectful, because in football, in high school, they're like, when you speak to people who are authority figures, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. If you do anything stupid to get on the news or in the newspaper, and it has the school's name on it, first of all, I'm dropping you from the football team, and second of all, you're never going to outlive it. It's going to stick with you your whole life. And I was like, oh my God. And luckily my dad was in the military, so like I had to call him sir basically anyway. So like when someone's just like, hey, don't do this thing, I'm like, yes, sir. And people really like diffuse when they're like, oh, like
makes them feel good.
It's like, oh, you're recognizing my authority, thanks. And like it's kind of important to be like with a cop, like, hey, do you have your license and registration? Yes, sir.
It's in my glove compartment. I'm reaching. There is no gun in there.
But
please.
But that's the thing. If you do that, the cop's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?" Like,
Sorry, I've just seen how you interact with people on the internet.
Which is
not you necessarily. I'm doing it for myself.
That is shitty. That's a shitty attitude. Here's the thing, man. I'll tell you a story. Not too long ago, probably a few months ago, I was at a 7-Eleven and a cop was walking up, and I held the door open for him just because I was there first and he was there after. And like, if it was a normal person, I would have done the same thing, right? Doesn't matter, civilian, whatever you want to call them. I would have held the door open because usually when someone's there, when I'm there before someone and they're right there, I hold the door open for them. I hold the door open for this cop. He goes, thanks, man. I'm like, you got it. I walk to the beer section. I'm looking at some beers and I grab like a 40 or whatever. And he's like, shit, man, I wish I could join you. And I was like, it's not too late. And like, I was like, dude, trying to be like a fun, cool guy. And he's like, nah, man, I got the night shift. And I was like, fuck, working the graveyard, huh? And like, we just have a casual conversation. And I was like, hey, man, well, when you get off, go ahead and get yourself a beer and just know that you earned it. And he's like, thanks, man. And it was like, it was a simple exchange of like, I feel like there's a lot of people that cop could have talked to at that time. And a lot of people would have been like fucking pig, or like they wouldn't have held the door open for him just at that right time. And like, regardless of what your thoughts are on cops and police officers, like they're people at the end of the day. And like, I'm not going to like shove the door in someone's face because they wear a uniform, because there's something associated with that is unpopular right now.
Not
like,
all of them are the same.
Absolutely. And like at the end of the day, like I said, if it was anyone in a uniform, out of a uniform, I'm not going to disrespect people. I'm not a disrespectful person. I'm always trying my best to be nice, polite, justified, respectful, you know? And that's when I learned, like, dude, that dude doesn't want to be working a night shift or a graveyard shift, but he is. And he's like, man, like, I just want to drink a beer like you. And I was like, you know what? Like, I always say this too. Like, if I could drink a beer with you and hang out, like, that's it. Kylie Jenner probably couldn't drink a beer with her and like relate to her in a lot of ways.
You just want to have sex.
I just want to have sex. You're not wrong. But like, at the end of the day, like, if a cop was just like, if I didn't know he was a cop, he just sat down, we're having a bonfire or whatever, chilling, he's drinking a beer with us on the beach. Like, people want that. People need that too, right? Like, I wouldn't know he's a cop, but like if he's just here chilling, having a good time, like that's what matters. Mm-hmm. But people will see the uniform or whatever, and they immediately start to like retaliate against that person, not knowing like that's like one of the worst things you can do.
They're not all the same.
Yeah, just to a stranger. Like here's like
You know nothing about the
Maybe
person.
that cop's the best cop in the world, you know? Like,
Or the precinct.
what the... I mean, it's basically racism for a uniform. It really... It's really just judging a book by its cover. And it's like, yo, I hate that people are like... the same thing. They're like, don't kill prisoners on death row. But it's also like, we support abortion. I'm like, those ideals bump, right? Like, I'm not saying I disagree with one or the other. I'm just saying, like, you're literally saying, like, don't be racist, fuck cops. I'm like, I know being a police officer isn't a race, and, like, it's a choice, and being a race isn't. But at the end of the day, you're still hating someone for something that they are, like, labeled as. And that's the issue. It's not the skin color. It's hating labels.
And kill all men.
And kill all men, or whatever it is. Like, I mean, there's a million examples out there, dude.
There was a recent thing going around on TikTok of all places is that 97% of women aged 18 to 24 have experienced sexual harassment in public spaces.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
So everyone who says like, oh, I would never, I mean, like 3% of people is like a very small group, and for a lot of people to say, oh, not me, or not, I would never, or
elaborate that. I'm sorry, I'm losing you. What are you saying?
Just because everyone says like, oh, we may say like, oh, this cop isn't like all the others.
Oh, totally.
People are like, I'm not like other guys.
You're relating it to sexual assault
there's
victims?
There's still 3% at least of men who may say like, oh, I'm not like other dudes, or this cop may not be like other cops, but there's still such a small portion.
3%. So 97%
of dudes
aren't rapists and sex offenders.
Or they're just lying.
Okay, hang on. Are you saying
97% of men have sexually harassed?
Have sexually harassed?
Yes,
okay.
A woman that aged 18 to 24.
Okay, I thought you said only 3% have. I'm sorry.
3% haven't.
Okay.
And a lot of people say...
How do they get that statistic? Just based on data? Interviews?
Yeah. On people willing to come forward. So based on that study, 90% of women...
No, 90% of men...
97% of women have been sexually harassed.
Jesus.
3% of men... 3% of women have not.
Okay, so 90... Okay, well, that's the weird statistic, though, right? Because, like, 97% of women have been harassed, but it's like, what percentage of men are doing the harassing?
I would assume a lot. That's a big group. I don't know the numbers of the group.
Well,
it's just...
Bear with me. Let me try and
100%.
Let me try and draw a spider web of ideas.
It's just shitty to say that everyone thinks that someone is different, and everyone always says, "Oh, I'm different," or "They're different," or
"I'm not like other guys."
Yeah, you can't.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Yeah, you can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, here are these numbers that say otherwise.
I get that, but see, that's the dilemma.
It also was in the UK.
That's the dilemma I face too, right? Because it's like I'm saying, essentially, right now, I'm saying I'm not like other guys, and you're just like, well, these numbers say otherwise, and it's essentially the same.
Based on your character.
It's essentially the same thing, right? You're saying your clothes are male, your body male, your penis male.
So you're super likely to sexually harass women.
Super likely to harass women, and all I'm saying is I don't. I haven't, and you're saying, well, this says otherwise.
Yeah,
it's totally discrediting me and my beliefs and what I'm saying.
And that's where the whole
that's where the dilemma is
the whole like fuck the police, you're all the same.
Got it.
Idea comes.
Got it.
Where it's like you have this big group of people saying, well, you guys have done this, so lump them all in. Might as well 3% extra. That's not that much. Throw them in. Not saying that men don't deserve hate. Men are pretty fucking shitty.
Men have done horrible things. And you know, that's a great question. Let's put ourselves on the chopping block. Not you and me, men, right? Like we said earlier, people who do murder and rape deserve death penalty, and it's a punishment that fits the crime.
Yep.
What is a fitting punishment for men?
That sexually harass?
Just men. Like, is it possible to repent for our sins, atone for our sins, all the horrible shit people hate us for? Like, if there's one thing we can do, What can we do to make the world a better place and be like, look, we're trying to be better.
We got to give the land back to the Indians. We got to work on equal rights for women. We got to help all the minorities out. We just got to give the rights to a lot of people.
Let's start with one though. How to just
give the land back
give
to
back
the Indians.
to the Native Americans.
Sorry for me being insensitive.
No, it's just I just wanted to be clear. Sorry.
Yes.
And then women's rights. What can we do for women's rights? What are
equal rights?
Equal rights.
It still hasn't been passed.
So
still hasn't been done.
Let's take a minute and do a little research. Let's try and decrease our own ignorance. You do the Native American thing. I'll do the women's rights thing. Equal rights. I'll just type in what can we do to make sure equal rights are given to everyone. What can we do to make sure equal rights are?
This is the study portion of the podcast. If you're not following along, you're part of the problem.
Don't matter. Anyway, I'm not doing this for the audience to retain viewership. I'm doing this because, like I said, if there's a problem, I want to fucking solve it. And this is what my brain does. My brain goes, how can we fix this? And it starts with typing it into Google. Two dudes drinking beer. Yeah, this is a pretty good conversation.
Can I say something really quick?
Go for it.
The tribe council recently passed legislation that staggers the minor. I guess there's a minor fund payout. Tribes will give members $25,000 when they turn 18. $25,000 when they turn 21, and the rest when they're 25.
That's sick. That's so good.
Here's
so
50.
Nice.
Here's $50,000 as soon as you become an adult.
That's badass. Okay. Here's the thing. I'm just on the spot, so I don't want to just pull the first thing up I see.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
To be fair, I don't think there's really anything we can do for the Indians, or even Native Americans.
Yeah.
We killed so many of them.
Yeah. I mean, the genocide is
literally a trail of
massive,
tears.
and it's that's the crazy thing, right? Is the genocide would have been struck down if it was later, because it's the same thing Hitler was trying to do. Right, he's like, we'll just genocide all these people. We got all the technology and everything. America just beat you to it. They're like, hey, we want this land, leave or die. Killed everyone, and no one had Twitter. No one could be like, yo, the Uyghur population in China is being oppressed. People were just like, I have to feed my kids and grow my crops if I want to survive. Fuck you.
Canceled Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison, what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I typed in what can we do to make sure equal rights are given to everyone, and the second link on Google says how can we protect our rights? 6 ways to protect and support human rights for people around the world. Speak up for what you care about is number 1.
If you have a platform, say it.
Which is why we're here. We're doing it right now. This is me doubling down. This is what we're doing.
Bringing awareness.
Yes. Volunteer or donate to a global organization.
I'm okay.
I have no money and rent is super high.
Nothing to donate.
3, choose fair trade and ethical made gifts. That's a good one that I would never think of.
It's like supporting black-owned companies.
I just bought something from Etsy.com.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I started buying I bought a bunch of acoustic, $80 worth of acoustic foam. I'm going to do my room, make it all acoustic.
You just buy it on Amazon?
No, I wanted to support local business, and
it's all the same. It's fun.
I know, but it's I wanted during the pandemic, bro. I wanted to support a small business. That's my thought. 4, listen to other stories. That's great. I hope to do that more and more as we grow.
You can talk to us
as adults, and yeah, we provide a pretty open platform, and we would love guests of all backgrounds and ethnicities.
Assuming we get super big, we'll have a phone line. Call into the show.
5, stay connected with social movements. So that's just basically staying up on social media.
Hashtag BLM.
Mm-hmm. 6, stand up against discrimination. So it's...
If you see it happening on a public train, do something about it.
See something, say something.
Be about it, do something.
It's a lot of, you gotta fight to live! Attack on Titan, bro. It's a lot of, this is just being stand up for what you believe in. And I support that. Yeah.
Be about it.
The next one says, do we all have equal rights? All human beings are born free and equal. You are worth... I'm just reading Google, man.
I know.
You are worth the same and have the same rights as everyone else. You are born with the ability to think and to know right from wrong and should act towards others in a spirit of friendliness. This is from hrlibrary.um.edu. That sounds like a shitty school in Colorado to go to.
I feel like there might be clashes in culture in terms of equal treating of women. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's always been a culture thing.
With the rise of women's rights in the United States during the 1960s, the era garnered increased support. Excuse me.
The ERA.
Oh, I'm
Equal
sorry.
rights activists.
I just read that as era. Yeah, the ERA garnered increased support, and after
association. Equal Rights Association.
Okay. Increased support, and after being reintroduced by Representative Martha Griffiths in 1971, it was approved by the U.S. House of Representatives on October 12th, 1971, and by the U.S. Senate on March 22, 1972. Thus submitting, and this article goes on for quite a while. It's just on Wikipedia.
It's actually the Equal Rights Amendment. I look like an idiot.
Well, that's the thing, right? So, like, here's a dilemma I always fall into, right? People always say women don't have equal rights don't exist.
They don't.
I will admit...
They make like 70 cents to the dollar.
I admit my ignorance to this. I will see something like this, like a stupid male boy, and be like, well, there's something in law for it. I want to know what's missing from this law.
When was it passed? How about that?
It was said 1976, right? Hang on.
It was like a solid 50, 60 some odd years ago. You can't get this promotion unless you do something that benefits me.
1971.
Yeah, fucking Vietnam was back then. It's way different times. The thing is about amendments to the Constitution is that life is always progressing. We're always getting different and we're changing.
You know what's true?
Everything is from fucking 1870.
You know what's you're so right, bro. Everything that we've ever written into law is about the past. You can't write laws for the future. You can't write laws for currently. You have to write laws for
they're
like
all outdated.
Every just systematically every law we ever write will be outdated. Every law.
I saw a fucking tweet about gun control, gun reforms earlier, and it was about like all the recent like mass shootings. They're all AR-15, 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 AR-15.
Really?
Yeah, super funny actually.
Why?
Because it's like everyone's like, I mean,
you don't need an AR-15 unless you want to shoot up a college, apparently.
Yeah, unless you want to kill people, go ahead. But it's like everyone makes these arguments against gun control. And it's like, if you want a gun, go ahead, buy it. There are states, if you want to live there, go ahead. Cousin just bought a shotgun in Arizona. Good for him. What's up, Trevor? If you want to be on the show, let me know.
What up, Trev? We also, I've said this before, I am more than happy to split airplane tickets. So, like, if you want to come out to the show and you live out of state, because we've had people from out of state before, we should get Chase back up. I can
hit her up, see what's up.
We should see what's good, because we recently went up there, so they need to come back down here. Anyway, yeah, this is a huge Wikipedia page.
But yeah, DMCA and copyright laws are outdated too. Laws in general are just fucking outdated.
Well, that's the thing, right? Everything's outdated because it takes years for it to get passed, and by the time you break a new law, you're like, well, I don't know how this works. Like, what if tomorrow?
But that's
like,
what precedent is for.
Yeah. That's true, right?
So the precedent already exists.
You should be allowed to get away with it until the precedent is set.
Which it's really already been set for everything you can imagine.
Women's rights and Native American land.
Well, there's no lawsuits really about that.
I feel like if we Googled that shit, active
precedent's only set if they win.
Sure. But making fun of me, bro.
I had
Why?
To. I got two doubles.
I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about this Mac, but ever since I got a MacBook,
it attracts dust.
Dude, everything is always like, there's always like a strand of hair on the keyboard. There's always a fingerprint on the screen. I never touch the screen, but there's always just fucking something there.
Meanwhile,
that I have no idea I got there.
Whenever you go to the bathroom, I touch your screen.
That makes sense, actually.
It's me.
You're like, nut juice.
Get the dick sweat.
Active lawsuits How do you word that? By Native Americans? Active lawsuits.
Has there any been new precedents set?
Has there any been new?
Have there
Has there any? I'm writing that down. And
have there
against you
been any
forever.
new precedents set?
Has there any been new? Question mark.
Presidential precedents. What were some of George Washington's precedents? Appointing judges, ceremonial purposes. No, that's not what I want. Precedent is important, though. But it's also shitty because judges can just throw out cases based on precedent, saying, well, this is exactly like this one, and so this one resulted in this way, so we're not going to hear your case.
So usually on Wikipedia there's like a conclusion. I want to read the conclusion at least.
So scroll down to the bottom.
I am. That's where I'm at. So I'm going to read a brief section that's called Post-Deadline Ratification and the Three-State Strategy.
Oh, God. How brief is brief?
It's like 3 paragraphs.
That's too much.
That's too much?
That's too much.
All right. Sorry, women. We're not hearing you out today.
I mean, I'll hear you at any time, but 3 paragraphs is too much for a long format show.
Support of the ERA. It's too much for a long format show. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
We're already here. We've been on this top. If anyone hated women or African Americans or Native Americans enough, they would have left the show already.
They probably have.
Good.
Fucking
Fuck those people.
Flex Tape's probably not here.
Good. Fuck him, bro. You shouldn't be racist or Feminist kind of sounds like racism towards women now that you say it like that. Don't be racist. Don't be
No,
feminist.
that's Meninist.
Meninist?
Remember
Don't be
Meninists
racist.
back in the day?
Don't be racist. Don't be misogynist.
Don't be super straight, because that's homophobic, and that's bad.
It promotes hate. Hate is not good.
God forbid you only have preferences on what you date.
There's another thing on TikTok I saw. It was like,
So you don't have TikTok.
I don't have TikTok.
So you saw it on Instagram.
I saw it on TikTok.
Ooh, who sent you?
Don't worry about it, dude.
You didn't have TikTok. What's up? Did you
fucking
get it?
chill, bro. It's all good, bro. Everything's good. Everything's cool. There was a guy. He's like, I just would prefer dating a woman that's born a woman. And then there's a girl screaming like, you literally can't be born a woman biologically. And then every
Okay.
every dude got the phone filters like like a million of them.
Okay.
And that's the thing. It's like, it's weird, right? Because it's like those definitions are being outlined right now as we speak. Like there's a whole generation of people behind like what a woman is, what a man is, like what are you born as? That's being solved right now, and it's like of all the problems, this is the most relevant. This is the one people are fighting for right now.
Equal rights, equal fights.
Let's go.
You know.
Put up your dukes. Hit me with your best shot. All right, this is a really long Wikipedia page.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, women. I'll listen to you talk another day.
Anytime. Leave it in the comments. You know, we can have a debate there.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if you're in the Twitch chat and you're a woman.
What we need, if you're watching this, is someone who is radical feminist. If you're a radical feminist, please come on the show.
It'd be funny to debate with any radical.
Yeah, if you're radical anything and want to come on the show and talk about it, I would love it.
Super diehard.
And if anything, you educate us and the people who watch the podcast.
You could change our minds.
You could. I'm a very open-minded individual. But I would love to have like a solid debate with somebody. That's the one thing I haven't had yet. I really wanted someone.
Structured debate?
Yeah.
Ooh, those are fun.
I really want like a debate with someone who's like this, and that. And it looks like the chat's popping off again.
Referred to straight people as straggots? What the fuck is a straggot?
It's a straight faggot.
You're not allowed to say that word.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that, huh? You can say
okay.
straggot, but you can't say the F word?
It's different.
Gay.
I guess straggot doesn't exist.
I closed my tab and now it's gone.
Your internet tab?
Yeah, it's just gone, bro.
Reopen Google. Why don't you use Safari?
Fuck Safari, bro.
I guess.
Figured it out. What? Everything's just closing. You saw that, right?
You lost your chat.
It just left. It closed. God damn it.
Yeah, I can see
Has
it's no
there
longer
has
there.
there any been new?
What?
Quoted by you 10 minutes ago. 4 minutes ago. Fuck you, dude. You're an idiot. I quoted you 4 minutes ago, and it feels like it's been 10.
You wrote that down?
Yeah, I said I would.
God damn, man.
It's classic, bro. That's hilarious.
I remember a time period on TikTok where some of the alternative side of TikTok referred to people as straggots.
That's fucking gay. I don't know how to look. I remember.
And now they're called super straights, so they're not straggots, they're super straights.
I remember. I love. This is so dumb. I look like this guy, don't I?
The front page of Twitch? No, you do not. Not at all. Not even close.
Really? All right.
You look nothing like him.
I'll take that. Basically, I remember. So I had a stepmom at one point who had a grandma who was super, super liberal. I just found out basically she smoked a bunch of weed, grew it in her backyard, etc. But at the end of the day, she got on a feminist rant at the dinner table, and I'll never forget this day. Me and my brother David were sitting at the table, and we were sitting right next to each other, and she gets this smile, and David said something kind of snarky, and she starts going off on a rant for feminist rights, and she was saying stuff like, you're wrong because this, and that, and go ahead. Oh.
I kissed.
Oh. You're wrong for this, and that.
I just wanted to see it over there.
For sure. I'm going to pop out the chat real quick. I don't even know how to do it at this point, so I'm just going to close that shit.
You want me to do it for you?
No, it's too late.
Okay. Well, it's over there and over here.
Awesome. Can't read it. Thanks. And so I think I think it was because he said the word bitch or something, and it triggered. You know what we're calling men now? Mitches. It's like bitch with an M. And my brother turns to me and he goes, "Fucking who cares? Do you think that hurts our feelings? You guys just invent a new word and it
Yeah.
That's the thing. The whole approach was to be invent a new word, take bitch and put M in front of it and see how they feel. And it's we don't care.
Yeah, that's how
You
lot
can call
of it
us
goes.
dicks. You can call us assholes. You can call us fucking anything. We're not affected by these words.
Bitch is also pretty gender neutral as well.
Yeah, I call Josh a bitch all the time, bro.
Hi.
Bitches are just female dogs. You can apply that term however you see fit. But yeah, I remember she got a smile. She's like, "Oh yeah, well, I know that." And here's the thing: if you invent a new word and call us a Mitch, that's basically like inventing the N word, right? It's like here's this new word that means nothing, but it's derogatory towards you and your race or your group of people.
If anything,
Mitch.
It gives men more power because it bothered them that much that they put in that much effort to create something completely different.
What if we took
to describe a group of men?
What if we took the word bitch and put an M in front of it for men, but applied it to men? And obviously it died out because no one's getting called a Mitch.
That's fucking stupid.
Could you imagine walking down the street and someone just watch it, Mitch?
That's not my name.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's watch it, Adam. Adam. It's what we call dickheads. Just call me a dickhead, bro. It's it already exists.
Slurs are gender neutral.
Yeah, slurs are gender neutral. Sorry.
That's something people don't realize.
Some people need to learn. All my tabs are closing.
They're fucking open right there. What do you need?
Boop. No, there's this one. Boop. Why did that close?
You closed it. You put it down.
Nah. How do I... Nope. How do I...
It's probably a whole ass Windows. Drag it over.
How do I... Yep, right there.
When you hit pop out, I want to rock out. Calling him in town. That's
What?
a song. It's a song.
I hope so. Flex State Fox says, straight people.
Oh yeah, based on straggots, which I've never heard before. So.
I've never heard that. And that's the thing,
I'm on
too.
a different side of TikTok. Mine's just women shaking their bits. Mm-hmm. But I
The
respect.
good side.
I respect
the
all
fuck out of
them.
those bits.
All of them. Someone I follow on Instagram is like, "Would you guys hate me if I sold pictures of my feet?" And I'm like, "No,
No.
do what you want. I
I'll
don't
buy
care."
those pictures of the feet.
I wouldn't. I'm not a fan of feet, but if you want to sell pictures of your feet, girl, go ahead. I support you. I won't buy them. Do what you want because a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
I hate you so much sometimes.
That's how I live my life, man, based on piratism.
Where would you say you align politically?
Moderate left.
I'm gonna Google that. That's the thing. That's the real issue, right? People are like, we need to be done with this two-party system. First of all, I don't think it's a two-party system. But at the end of the day, you can say I'm moderate left, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. That sounds like a new party. Moderate keft. Moderate left, correction.
So there's this chart, right? It's got a few colors. I'll actually pull it up over here so they can see too.
Go ahead.
And I'll point exactly to where I am on this chart.
Center left, British English, or center left politics, American English. Okay, thanks for the definition. Also referred to as modern left politics as political views that lean to the left wing on the left-right political spectrum, but closer to the center than other left-wing politics. So you're like, I'm a little left.
Okay, so I'll show you because I can right now. But here's a picture of the graph.
Wow.
That's a Wikipedia article.
John's part of a Wikipedia page, and he's scrolling, and he's still scrolling. Can I get the last one?
There is way more than that, dude.
How much was in this can?
I bought 2 4-packs.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
'Cause I always buy more than you.
Well, look.
Good job, you spurted
Didn't
everywhere.
jizz on my computer. That's the important part.
Yeah, I need to change the batteries on this mouse.
Here.
It's just dead. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
No.
Well, I'd have to plug it into the computer unless you want to give me your battery. Okay, we're doing this. We're doing a transplant.
Think I wouldn't. Bro, if you need my battery, bro, take my battery.
And if you need me, dude, I got you. We talked about it earlier.
I know. There you go. That's a fucking fresh ass battery, bro.
Fresher.
Brand new battery.
Although the term did die out and I don't see it anymore, this term still received backlash. I bet it received backlash.
I fucking bet it. Look, here's the thing. You
can't
can't invent a word to discriminate a group of people and not expect backlash. I gotta piss again.
You can't just call someone a straggot and expect it to go over well.
Yeah, you can't just invent a new slur and be like, well, this is fair because we're women. Like, no. You smell butt crack on that?
I don't
I
think
feel like
so.
someone butt crack.
So I'm pulling up the image of the political chart. It's very fucking tiny. Hold on, I gotta work on this. So we'll go here. So this is the political chart. If you're left, right, libertarian, authoritarian, there's all different things. And if I were to say I'm moderate left, that means I'm like right fucking here. Or I'm not too left. I just heard someone yelling. Jesus Christ, I don't know if that was Alec or someone outside. So I'm like right here. Right in this little fucking sector. If I were to say I'm moderate left. I definitely lean more libertarian, more for the people. All about people. I'm not really right at all. He's done. That was quick.
I got a really good point. Hold on.
Okay, come on. I got the graph up. I'm showing everyone everything.
Back to the point of being a straggot real quick. I want to say
A
this.
straight homo.
Anybody who says I think the word straggot is a good slur for people who are straight and act gay, I want to point out the fact that those people are clearly denoting like how bad the F word is in that case.
The FA word?
The FA word, and saying we just want to apply that to a new person.
Oh boy, politics. You got it.
You got it, baby.
Politics are actually pretty important.
Yeah, I mean, look.
The older you get, the more important they become because they
Yeah.
affect you directly. You can try to avoid it when you're young. You just can't.
Yeah.
Really, as soon as you start to vote, they affect you. As soon as you pay taxes, they affect you.
As soon as you graduate high school, let's say. As soon as you graduate high school, politics matter. But until then, shut the fuck up and do some research. Like, you guys are in school, do some research right now.
Until you can say moderate left.
Mm-hmm. Let me take a gander at this.
This one's a bit different than the one I have up there.
That's not good. That one looks really more...
This one's more broken down.
Yeah, I like that. What is... Okay, so tell me... Okay, so real quick, just describe the y-axis and the x-axis, because I can't see those.
So the middle line is...
Neutral.
It's dividing it into 4 quadrants.
Mm-hmm.
Left side is left, right side is right. Obvious. Top of it...
Which is the one that runs people over with convertibles and Chargers? Probably the right side?
I think that's a little bit more right.
Okay, like way right.
The bottom side is libertarian.
That's where I am.
The top side is authoritarian.
The vast sea of libertarianism.
Yeah, it's bottom.
I like that.
Because libertarians are for the people, by the people, whatnot.
That's me, bro.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm moderate left. I think it's just the distance of the...
Is it lagging?
From where it is. Well, it's just not moving. Now it is. So, like here, I'm about right here.
Okay.
Moderate left. Would I say I'm more authoritarian? Nah. Corporations are cool. They do a lot for us. Do I support? Kind of shady.
Without corporations, we wouldn't have NASA. We wouldn't have Apple. We wouldn't have...
They have their place. They have too much power.
They serve their role.
For the people.
They just have a lot of money.
So the middle line, the horizontal line is the economic scale. Top line, the vertical line is the social,
y-axis.
Social scale.
The y-axis
is the social scale.
How much money you have?
No. It's just like people to corporation wise. Think about it like that. People.
Do you like corporations? You go up. Do you hate corporations? You go down.
Yes.
Got it.
And then economic scale.
So economics left and right. So we'll say 4
people.
All right, 4 people against people.
So this one's more broken down, where you have like fascism in the top left.
I'm gonna take a quick
or top
look at
right, whether it's pro company, super right, which is like most fucking.
Who the fuck would still vote for a monarchy? How is that a thing? Who the fuck would vote for a monarchy just because they're on the right side? I don't think that's an accurate representation.
You'd be surprised. People are weird. This is just how it's broken down. It's not how people vote.
That's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, you can be liberal right and liberal left.
The fact that you can take this chart and be like, I identify as this is dumb.
I mean, it serves as a stepping point. Granted, you don't see how moderate...
A step, not a fucking walk or a journey, a step.
You don't see moderate left on here. So, therefore...
It's just conservative? Oh, it's social democracy. I love that the vast sea of libertarianism is like, that's where I'm at, and it's like, oh yeah, the majority of people are here, but like everything else exists too.
If you're watching the stream right now, I'm only going to do this once, but the vast sea of libertarianism is from this point down to here, moving left, hold on, to here, back up.
It's a vast sea.
This whole point is known as the vast sea of libertarianism.
Which I agree with, because I think libertarianism is the way to go. And based on how much it rules that chart, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, like that's just a lot of people feeling the same way about something.
It's all about for people, for the people.
And I'm so about that, bro. That's another thing, just to throw it back to Parks and Rec. What's his name? The main dude. Not the main dude. The fucking burly man dude.
Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman. Shout out to Nick Offerman, bro.
Don't know his character name.
I don't remember his character. I saw it years ago.
Ron Swanson.
Ron Swanson. There it is. He said, I'm libertarian. And I Googled that. And it was just like, you're not against the government. You're not for the government. You just think if someone's going to die, they should have to figure their own shit out. I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, if someone's going to die, like, what did you do to almost die?
People figure it out. That's how it should be.
It's really close to a republic, but also still gives you freedoms of an individual, which is what I think everyone wants. Everyone wants to be free and individual, right? That's pretty chill, right? Can we start there?
It's like
being
the
free and
American
individual? Yeah. That's pretty chill. I don't know, dude. Obviously, I'm not in charge of any of this, but like, it is one of those things like, it frustrates me because it's like I feel like there is an answer out there, and I feel like the answer isn't being found on purpose.
Because they know what will happen.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people will lose money, and money.
A lot of people will lose money, and those people need that money to pay for the wars and pay for overseas business and this and that and this and that and that and this and then. Quoted SpongeBob. Welcome to the chat room. Oh boy, politics.
Yeah, you got nothing new.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got something I can
Well,
talk about.
on your chat at least.
My chat now. I got a few notes I can talk about if you wanted me to.
Go ahead. I mean, we've already been going for 2 hours.
Yeah, all right. And I still got a whole beer I got cracked open. Okay. For those of you who don't know, I'm doing an install at the Clubhouse in Camarillo.
It's a bar.
It is an amazing bar. Go check it out. It is under new ownership, and all 3 owners are amazing. Pat, David, and Matt. Love them. They're good dudes. And they recently opened up back inside for St. Patrick's Day. And what they did was they got me to do an install for a projector and a sound system. And during that St. Patrick's Day, I had already installed the projector, and I realized like that projector I installed could be there for years on years on years on years. And then
The base is also kind of crooked.
eat a dick, bro.
It's not your fault. I'm just saying.
It's in line with the screen.
I know, but the thing that comes down looks like it twists.
Sure, it does, but it's like that's how I had to line it up so it would fit on the screen. Just take my word for it. Great observation, homie.
It's crooked. But I'm sure it looks great.
It does look great. Anyway, so what the fuck was that?
The garage.
No, fucking jumped on my microphone.
Bacteria.
Probably. Basically, I remember my dad taking me places, and he's like, I built that building. And I was like, okay, Dad.
That's what my grandpa says all the time when he's out here.
Whatever.
Whenever we drive in fucking to like Ventura, he points to a building. He's like, I built that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, Grandpa, thanks.
Whatever, dude. And then I'm starting to realize like that pride. I'm starting to absorb that like mentality of like, oh shit, like those fire hoses I installed in Oxnard across from Copper Blues. I'm like, I built that. Like I had a say in that. And now when I go to the bar, I get to look around and see the install I'm working on. And I'm like, damn, this is because of me. Like people don't understand it or appreciate it, but like I've always said, that's my job, right? Like if I ever mix a song and someone goes it's mixed bad, then I'm doing my job wrong. Like the idea of doing my job is to make sure it's done so well that people don't even realize it's there. Like that's the actual trick. Shout out again to Joel. He's the one who taught me that. He's like, if you really want to do something, like edit a movie or mix a song, the idea is that someone will just listen to the song and say they love the song. If they say anything about the mix or anything about the edit of the movie, then that's how you know you did your job wrong. And I was like, whoa. So anyway.
So I talk a lot of shit about how movies are edited, and that means he did them wrong?
Well, you have a critical eye for that because you
went to school I'm an editor by trade, yes.
Yeah. So that, but basically,
so they did something wrong.
So basically, at the Clubhouse now, I look up at the projector and I'm like planning out where the speaker's gonna go and everything, and I'm like, man, it's only gonna get better, and it's gonna be better for everyone, and it's gonna be because of me, and people don't know that.
Okay, got it, complex.
Sure, but I take pride in that. It's like, it's the pride that I would feel like when I'm like, I built that building. Like when I take my kids to that bar one day, I'm really like, I installed these speakers and they're still up because I did it right. Like that's cool. I like that feeling, and like being a part of the community is like a great feeling.
Oh, it's a really good feeling. I agree.
Obviously, if they compliment it, then it means that it's been improved. But if they say it's bad, then you did it wrong.
No one ever hears the song. It's like, unless you're in that field, no one's gonna say this is mixed well.
Yeah, no consumer. If I showed you guys a song, you wouldn't say it's a good mix or a bad mix, because the truth is you guys don't know what a good mix or a bad mix is.
Unless you do music or are in that field, you can differentiate between a good mix or a bad mix. Like
But-
how I can tell if something is edited well or if edited poorly.
But I have shown my brother Eric a song by Chance the Rapper that he recorded in his bedroom when he was like 16. And Eric turns to me and goes, "Who is this mixed by?" That means it's a bad mix. If Eric goes, "Wow, this mix sounds great," then it's a great mix. But if he goes, "Who's this mixed by? Why does this sound like this?" Those are usually someone being polite about being like, "This sounds like shit, please change the song." And I was showing him a Chance the Rapper song when he was 16, and it's a terrible mix, granted, but it's a great song.
First ones usually are bad.
So it's a little give and take. But my brother, who's untrained in audio in all aspects, turns to me and goes, "Is it just me, or does it sound like this was recorded in a bedroom?" And I'm like, "It
Probably
was
does.
recorded in a bedroom. Like, he was 16 when he did this." And he's like, "Huh, how old is he now?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's like almost 30 now. Like, he's older than us."
Number 3.
And he's like, "Yeah, Chance 3. And he's like, "Oh, well, like, at least he's like grown up a bit." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, like, this is like old song."
Hey, he got money.
Yeah, he's got money now. So no, it's if they compliment it, then it's a compliment because they can see the difference. Like, here's some homework. If you want to listen to a true difference of mixes, and I hate that this is coming up, but this is the only thing I know with solidarity, like to my fucking balls, that this is a true statement. If you listen to Blueface Tatiana, the original without Cardi B, listen to that mix. Listen to that mix, and then listen to the mix with Cardi B. Both songs are the same exact song. One of them is mixed professionally, one of them is not. And one of them sounds way better than the other.
If you like metal, listen to any August Burns Red in 2005 to listen to the most recent single they put out.
Why is it bad?
Well, it's just metal back in the day when it was like first coming out. And it's like, okay, well, not everyone's big. They can't afford it.
Yeah.
So hardcore in like 2005 is rough compared to now where it's okay.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. And that's what I'm saying too. Like I told you, like I keep getting advertisements for like hardcore bands,
You're welcome.
mix engineers. I want to watch one of their master classes because I'm sure I'd learn a lot. But at the same time, it's like I just don't mix a lot of hardcore metal.
Yeah, it's really all the same. It's just all mixing is all like balance and whatnot.
Yeah,
So
it's just where it fits in.
you can do. It doesn't matter the genre. It's all the same.
Mm-hmm. No, that's the beauty of it. Is I think I told this story before, but like I did a song from Mikey, and then his uncle and his niece sent a song where he was playing guitar and she was singing, and he's like, "What's it like mixing a song in Spanish?" And I was like, "It doesn't matter.
It's about how
Like,
it sounds. It doesn't matter the content.
yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't need to hear what they're saying. I need to be able to like listen to the instrument. Like,
Sonics.
yeah, the voice is an instrument, the guitar is an instrument, and that's it. Like, I'm mixing two instruments. I can handle it. Yeah, that's a great question though. I mean, it's kind of a smart ass question about what if they compliment it. But the truth is, like, I'll be honest, I've gotten people to say like, "I don't like this mix," or "I don't like this," or I don't like this. Like, and that's where I've kind of drawn the line with this next album. People who come to me and say, "I don't like these lyrics, I don't like this thing, I don't like this, I don't like that," I know they don't do it. And the only answer they should give me is, "I don't like the song," or "I do like the song." That's the only critique I'll accept.
The consumer should never give critiques.
Well, I don't want to say
And
they
if
should,
they do,
should never,
they
but
don't
like,
hold as much weight.
yeah, they will inevitably, but like in my mind, it's like I'm starting to learn, like, wow, you just don't.
Matter.
Well, you don't know, right? Like,
They don't matter.
yeah, well,
That's
here's
the
the thing.
polite way. This is the unpolite way. You don't matter.
It's not that they don't matter. It's just that like there's a way to go about it, and like professionally speaking, every professional I've worked with is like, you should try this instead. They're never saying it's. You'll never meet a professional audio engineer who says it's wrong. They're like they'll always say this. They're like, "Well, if that's the sound you're going for."
A lot of different ways to skin a cat.
There's a million different ways to skin a cat, and they're just saying, "Well, yep, if that's what you want." Like, there's really no right or wrong answer. It's like if I went to Zack Snyder, who did the Snyder Cut, and then I went to
Your movie's too long,
Josh,
dude.
if I went to Josh Whedon, and I was like, one of these is better than the other. They're both just like, well, like, that's just kind of his take on it, and that's just kind of my take on it. Like there is no right or wrong. You can have a preference. You could say I like this more than the other one, but to say this is wrong and this is right, it honestly doesn't even exist in this realm. So when someone critiques like a podcast or a song or a video, it's one of those things where you have to be like, you know what? Like, you're not the authority on this thing. Like, if anything, we are, because
Who made you the king of podcasting?
we got more experience than you, you know? We are this thing, you are not, and like who died and put you in charge, bro? No one. So and it's just one of those things, man, like I think it's important for people to learn and learn it quick because it's a big important lesson. Like your opinion doesn't mean shit unless, and that's the thing with YouTube and social media, everyone feels credited in their field. And the truth is, like, I'm not even credited in my field yet. Like, I'm amateur as fuck. I'm as amateur as it gets, right? People barely come to me and be like, hey, what does this mix sound like to you? Like, I don't do consultations that are paid. I do consultations that are free because I'm working with a record label and I'm just in the building with a record label, right? That's big to me. If I get someone who is like Josh or Ryan, I love you guys both to death, but like if you guys are like, I don't like this lyric or I don't like this instrumental, then like I said earlier, like you're not listening. Then you didn't, like, the idea is to look at the whole picture and you guys focus in on this one aspect. Like, that doesn't matter. You guys are dumb. And I feel like a lot of the YouTube community, Instagram, blah, 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 everyone feels like they have that opinion already. And the truth is, you don't have an opinion yet. The truth is, I don't have an opinion yet. And like, can you surrender that? Can you give in to the idea that like your thought doesn't matter yet? These people.
But then you're telling someone that their thought's not valid, and that's not how
It's not.
raised.
It's not always valid.
And then their feelings get hurt. And they get mad.
If Joe Rogan was calling a fight for UFC, and then they were like, Alec, can you do this job? I'd be like, fuck no. I don't know what a Gamora lock is.
Oh, he threw a punch. Oh, well, he's on the ground now.
I would be a reaction channel, bro. I'd be like, oh, did you see that this dude's fucking 6'4", kicking this other dude who's 6'4" in the face? I don't know if you've ever seen a person who's 6'4", but that's really tall. That'd be my reaction. Joe Rogan's like fucking like a game commentator. He knows all the specs, he knows all the characters, he knows all the plays, he knows all the roles, everything.
He's back. DJ Phantom.
I'd be, what up? Oh, what up? Sorry, plug again. I'd be like, yo, what did you? I'd be like Snoop Dogg on a cooking channel. I'd be reactionary. I'd be like personality.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg, he made a cookbook. He knows how to cook.
Yeah, but I mean,
who wrote the cookbook?
Yeah, it took a team, bro. Still, but at the end of the day, it's like I wouldn't be qualified. Like my opinion would not matter on a UFC fight. I could. Here's the thing. It's one thing to say, and this is what I'm saying. Do you like pizza?
I love pizza.
I love pizza too. If someone made a pizza and gave you a pizza, do you think you could critique that pizza?
Yeah, because I've worked in pizza.
I did.
Especially if they made it themselves. If it's made from scratch, I'll critique the fuck out of that pizza.
Fair enough. If someone made you a burger, did you ever work in burgers aside from I have
never made burgers just besides what I've made myself. And I haven't really made them from scratch except once.
So let's take pizza off the table real quick and let's just say if someone made you a burger and was like, Josh, what do you think of this burger recipe? Do you think it would be valid for you to be like more salt, more this, more that?
In a way, based on my cooking background, yes.
It's based on no. It's not based on your cooking background because you just said you don't have any cooking background for burgers.
For burgers,
you could say at the end of the day, you could say you like the burger or you don't like the burger.
But I'm pretty experienced with meats.
Gay.
Take that how you will.
I'll take gay.
I know how to grill meats.
I'll bet you do.
And so
your dick's small.
A lot of the times burgers are cooked well done, and that's pretty fucking gross. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. I like it to be a little bit more medium, a little bit. It's more juicy. It's more flavorful. It's better. It's not as tough. You don't chew as hard. So I mean,
Great adjectives. If you were cooking,
so I can still critique a burger just because I haven't made burgers, but I've worked with similar mediums.
great. If you cooked a burger and you were on a judges panel, it was you, Kelly Ripa, and Gordon Ramsay. Kelly, you don't know who Kelly Ripa? Are you fucking retarded? You know who Kelly Ripa is? You don't know who Kelly Ripa is?
Oh, okay.
You don't know who Kelly Ripa is?
The morning show host.
You don't know who Kelly Ripa is?
I now know. I know who Kelly is. Yeah. I have I heard her last name ever? No.
Kelly Ripa.
I have not ever heard her last name. She's from the Kelly and Michael show.
No shit.
But Michael knows no longer there. Now it's Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, I love how they kept her all those years, but like Regis and Kelly, Kelly and Michael, Ryan and Kelly. It's like dope.
Yeah.
It was you, Kelly Ripa, the new person you've just met, and Gordon Ramsay. If I cooked a burger and you all gave me a review, whose opinion do you think I'm going to care about the most?
Gordon's.
Duh!
He's the professional chef.
Duh! That's my point.
I'm the amateur chef, and she's the
Duh!
morning host.
Duh. All of you guys have an opinion, and you can be like, I think this, I think that. The one person who's going to be like, you should do this is Gordon Ramsay, and I'm going to be like, yes, chef.
But I mean, you can also still listen to the other ones. You can listen to mine if I give just as good a critique as he does.
But his judgment is probably going to reflect what you guys want.
His only carries more weight because he is a professional chef.
Absolutely.
But if I describe it the same way with kind of similar adjectives,
I disagree.
It'd be just as good.
I just like
if I were to say if you cook this burger a little too much.
The only thing that qualifies us to say that this is a good beer and have people be like, I think I'll try that next time,
because we've drank hundreds.
Is because we've drank 100 different beers.
More.
We've drank
hundreds.
Hundreds of, you're right. It's kind of scary when you say it like that. We drank a lot of different kinds of beer. A lot of beer, but a lot of different kinds of beer. That's like getting heroin and being like, this is this kind of heroin. Like,
this is black tar.
Do you think there's 100 different kinds of heroin? I don't think there is. I think there's 3 kinds of crack and 2 kinds of heroin and then fentanyl. And that's it. That's the market, bro.
That's all the drugs.
That's it.
There's heroin 2, black tar.
Heroin 2. If heroin's so good, if the Bible's so good, why isn't there a Bible 2? Heroin's so good, there's a heroin 2.
There is a Bible 2.
Is there?
It's the fucking the New Testament.
The fish.
Sure. Because there's the Old Testament and there's the New Testament. That's Bible 2.
That's crazy. Yeah, the New Testament's the fish.
That's the sequel. That's the one they fucking rewrote. When was the New Testament published?
Now I know.
I spelled that way wrong.
What? Sounds like you spoke Spanish.
I spelled that
way wrong.
The 27-book New Testament was first formally canonized during the Councils of Hippo 393 and Carthage 397. So 300 in the year 393.
They're like, yeah, that sounds legit.
AD. Bible 2.
And there's no Bible 3?
Not yet.
What the fuck, bro? I want a Bible 3.
Well, the Earth is only.
I want a Passion of the Christ 3.
The Earth is only 2,000 years old, man. We can get a lot of things out of it.
No, we can't get fresh air. We can't get equal rights. We can't get freedom. We can't get just cause. We can't get a lot of things. The world is fucked up, man.
You can't get a beetle to bite your toe in your sleep.
Do you want to talk about? Let's talk about your dream real quick.
Nah, I'm okay.
Let's. Can we please?
No.
Josh,
there's nothing behind it though.
I understand that, but I love your reaction.
If you know what Smite is, a beetle tried to Capri hug me underneath a bed, and I punched it and broke into glass. I felt physical pain in one of my dreams last night. Can you do that in regular life? Who knows? But I did it, and my toe hurt. A beetle was biting me. Pain in dreams. Pub MD.
What does it mean? That's awesome. What does it mean to feel pain in dreams? Abstract.
The summary of the article.
Little is known about pain in dreams. Some studies indicate that it is rare and that it may be beyond representational capability of dreaming. Oh, you're special.
I'm special.
You're dope different. You're dope different, bro.
I am Dilt different. He is Dilt wrong. Y'all ever lucid dream? No.
Yes. I'll get into that in a bit. However, the present study describes experiences of dreaming pain that were reported incidentally in experiments of the effects of somatosensory. Hang on, I got this. Somatosensory. Somatosensory. Wow, you're smart.
Sorry I can read. Sorry I did phonics.
Hooked on phonics. Now you're just hooked on beer.
Meth.
Hooked on meth. Somatome blah 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 stimulation administered during repeated eye movement, REM sleep.
Right.
Thank you. Dreams were selected from 5 subjects who reported at least one instance of dreaming pain in these studies. The subjects had undergone 42 stimulation trials under 20 nights. Wow, that sounds enduring.
They got 42 stimmies?
20 nights of sleeping in a laboratory, bro. That sounds like shit.
Sounds like fun.
And had reported a total of 13 dreams, 31% of them or more references to pain. That's a lot. Most often, the references appeared to be direct, untransformed incorporations of real sensations produced by stimulations. Pain was the principal motivation agent in a majority of these dreams, and in many cases associated with strong emotion, typically anger. Dreams often depicted the subject. Wow, I said anger, and you go. What are you angry
it's because
about?
I don't like being fucking analyzed like this, man.
Because I'm right?
No.
You're angry, bro.
I just don't like this shit.
Typically anger.
I like to be fucking to myself and secretive. I don't like to be analyzed,
Most
man.
often, the references appeared to be direct, principal, motivated agent in a majority of these dreams, and it was in many cases associated with strong emotions, typically anger. Dreams often depicted the subject's attempts to obtain relief from pain, in some cases by repetition of action, and others by metaphoric renditions of the goal. The results indicate that although pain is rare in dreams, it is nevertheless compatible with the representational code of dreaming. Further, the association of pain with dream content may implicate brainstem and limbic centers in the region of painful stimuli during a REM sleep.
So I might not be angry. I could have just hit myself.
Yeah, but when I said it might be anger and you're like...
It's because I don't like being fucking psychoanalyzed all the time.
Not all the time, bro. This is the second time ever.
Just in general, though.
You don't like being psychoanalyzed ever.
Ever. No, I hate that
Ever.
shit. I don't want to know what's wrong with me. I want to keep that shit a mystery.
I feel like that's not good to keep that part. Like, that's literally being like,
Keep
hey,
it locked up.
that sounds way more toxic and volatile to you and those around you than anything you could do.
Bury it. That's gotten me this far. It only comes out every 5 years, as we talked about on the last show.
All right, but like, don't kill me.
No, you're one of the good ones.
You're one of the good ones. I'll take that.
Everyone else is who they have to worry about.
For sure, I'll take that. But like, you do really not? Because I'll stop. I don't know. Like, my bad.
It's not my favorite thing. It's just weird.
I like getting into it because, like, you know, part of me does like the whole, like, dreamscape talking with my sister and the whole Torah reading with my sister.
I see it as a horoscopic thing, and
So do you just think it's...
mumbo jumbo, I don't believe in that. It's coincidental.
But are you actually, like, triggered by it in the sense of, like, don't fucking analyze me? Like,
You can analyze me if you want. I mean, I'm not... I'll
you don't
answer
feel like any of it's accurate?
No. It's purely coincidental, I think.
So could we go over it a little bit, and then you'll be like, this is why it's bullshit. Like,
Yeah, I dreamt about banana bread, a lot of ants, spiders, and beetles eating each other. And a beetle tried to eat me. And I felt physical pain.
for the first time ever in a dream.
For the first time ever that I can recollect in a dream, a beetle launching its pincers into my toe and trying to drag me like Kepri does in Smite.
Mm-hmm. We should play some Smite.
We should. It's a good game.
It's a great game.
New updates. Doodle Raw.
Doodle Raw. Oh, him. No, I mean him. Shout out to Smite. Smite does it right with the skins, bro. Let's talk about Smite for a bit because, like, of all the skins, they're the only gaming platform I know that like actually license the skins and the dances and everything. Like, they do it right and legal. Like, Fortnite stole all their shit, and they just hope people would ignore it.
They had partnerships. Like, the only reason why Iron Man is in Fortnite is because they had a whole Marvel partnership.
Still cool.
And that's why kids think that Iron Man is from Fortnite and not Iron Man.
That's so toxic.
Yeah. That's an actual
so
thing.
toxic.
It's also a meme.
Isn't that crazy how, like, that, isn't it?
Because it's the first exposure to it.
Isn't it crazy, though? Like, that's what kids are really, like...
Impressionable.
Yeah, like, I remember, what was the thing? Fuck, I mean...
If that's the first place you see something, that's all you know it from.
There's plenty of cartoons I've seen, like, you know, have you ever seen SpongeBob or any cartoon where, like, there's someone holding a skull and they're talking into it? Like, that's Hamlet, right? Yeah. And I know there's a scene, there's a episode in Ed and Eddie where he's like, people like it when you always ask why. And one of the characters is always like, why? That's Socrates. Like, those things are ingrained in those things. When you get to college and they're like, this is Socrates, you're like, holy shit, that's the Ed and Eddie episode. Holy shit, that's that SpongeBob episode. Holy shit, this is that thing, but just given into a digestible format for kids episode.
It's like when you start to understand sex, and then you go back and watch all these shows, and there's all these adult jokes.
Yes! Go ahead.
Because kids don't know that shit. They don't know any better. And then if you're an adult, you know what a penis is, and you know what vaginas are. You
understand what innuendos are.
Yeah, and then you understand all the adult jokes made in children cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
They make them because they're just going to fly over everyone's head. Mm-hmm. But if you go back and watch it, then they're there. They're apparent.
Yeah, man, that's so true. Is like, I was thinking about that too. Especially the Ed and anything, because that stuck with me always. Like the... Jimmy, they get Jimmy to be like, he's like, Jimmy. Well, they get Jimmy to stand on like one peg leg, and then like he said, only answer questions with why. Ask me a question.
Why?
Why?
You can't answer why with why.
Why not?
God damn it.
See?
I don't like that shit.
See
man.
how quickly that happened, bro? And then I took Matthew Morgan's class. I learned about the Socratic method.
Intro to philosophy.
And they're like, why? I brought that up in class, and he's like, that's a great point. I'm glad you recognized that. But like, he didn't have the answer. Obviously, he wasn't there for the writing of the episode. But like, those things are clearly important in the sense that like, my first introduction to the question, why? Being a smartass, thinking it was funny. Now I'm a college student being like, why? Like, that's an actual fucking principle in a way of understanding, and not only understanding, but fucking furthering teaching and education. That blew my mind.
Yeah.
And then as you grow up, you start to learn, like, all these, like... Look, I'm not a huge fan of Adventure Time, but I've seen a few episodes, and I think a lot of it is... true to form, where there's this episode where this girl's like, music is mathematical, and like, it's hard to deny music is mathematical.
You can't tune a piano mathematically.
Yeah, mathematically, no.
That triggers him every time you say it.
Well, it's annoying because it's like, I know the answer. It's like, imagine someone being like, I have a riddle for you, and the answer to the riddle is 1, but you know deep down the answer to the riddle is 2. Like, I gotta spill the beans. So, mathematically speaking, no. The piano is a compromised system of tuning, meaning if you take the note A 440 and double it, you'll get 880, right? So it's an octave higher, but it's the same note. In tuning a piano, it's a compromised system. So you tune a piano A40 for this note, but instead of 880, you go 884 on this octave above, and then everything in 880, and these aren't accurate numbers if anyone's curious, but if anyone tunes the piano, they're not going to tune it exactly numerically to 440 to 880. They're going to tune it to the next scale above and the octave above. So it's a little bit off, but it still fits the scale, so you can go from one scale to the next without your ears bleeding, essentially. because if it was perfect tuning, it would sound bad. But you sacrifice like one harmonic or two harmonic this way in this scale, and then you sacrifice one or two this way in that scale. It makes a difference of 4, which is about a fifth, which is a huge. Everything in music is based around the fifth and the 1, in case you're wondering, and like that's all music is, and that's it.
Therefore, you can't tune a piano
Mathematically, but
at all.
Mathematically speaking, you can't tune a piano, but a good piano tuner will play the note and then tune it accordingly based on not mathematics, because you don't have those numbers. Because you don't have those numbers in your head. Let's go. You don't have those numbers in your head, but
okay, okay, little baby.
The podcast. You don't have those numbers in your head, but you do have the relative pitch in your head. So no, you cannot tune a piano by numbers, but you can tune a piano
by ear, by
a compromised system of tuning. I want to look up the compromise system.
You spelled compromised.
Shut up. Tuning in.
And you sounded it out.
And no. It's an equal temperament piano tuning. Put simply, equal temperament refers to the system of tuning where the distance, in quotes, between each note is equal. This is perhaps best envisioned in terms of the modern piano keyboard, where each note is one equal step from the previous one.
Half steps and whatnot.
Half steps, yeah.
As long as they're equal.
So as long as they're equal, and so if you go up, I don't want to get into this. Like, I hated music theory, but
except you can't tune a piano mathematically.
But that's the thing. Like, it's
impossible.
The guy who spout that nonsense is the same guy who's like, that's just a theory, a game theory, and I want to fucking punch him, and I want to punch him in the fucking throat.
I thought it was Vsauce, not Matt Pat.
Probably was, but like, no, I don't think it was. I mean,
I don't think it was Matt Pat. He doesn't really cover. Who said you can't tune a piano? I thought you like actually wrote out like the fish tuna.
You're an idiot.
I'm far away. I can't. I have astigmatism, man. That's not what we watched.
Nope. I'm not gonna find it on my shit because I bet you.
Because you don't know how to Google.
Here's the thing. I bet your Google algorithm versus my Google algorithm is so Mine didn't even come up with that.
Because you're trash.
No, that's not why. I mean, probably. I'm definitely trash, but like, that's not why.
See, it's not, okay. So it wasn't Vsauce. It was what is this? Minute Physics.
Okay, so can you play this on the?
No.
No.
Sorry.
Well, I don't care.
Yeah, it was Minute Physics.
Mm-hmm. But like,
why it's impossible to tune a piano.
My case in point: a physics major should not tell a music major how to tell.
That's all math at the end of the day.
No, but it's not, because a music major will be like, well, it's a compromised system.
Testing 432 hertz frequencies and temperaments.
It makes me so mad. Imagine if I was like...
It's math-based, though.
But imagine if I went to a physics major and was like, this physics that you learned is wrong because music. They're essentially being like, hey, this music you learned is wrong because of physics. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Leave me alone.
They're not saying because physics.
They are.
They're saying because
fuck them.
They're saying because
I hate them.
I like how you're getting louder because you have nothing to defeat this with. They're saying because math, not physics. And music is all based on math.
Music is mathematical.
And so, if you can't do something correctly with math, you can't do it based with math.
Speaking strictly in math, but like at the end of the day,
they still find a way to do it.
No, yeah, play the fucking video, bro.
I can't hear. I literally can't. We've gotten so many copyright strikes in the past few days. Yes, our last 3 videos have had a copyright complaint.
Why?
Because we played shit that we don't own.
Is this from Twitch or YouTube?
YouTube.
Really?
Yes.
So Twitch is chill.
Twitch is chill.
All right, cool. Who cares? Fuck YouTube.
No.
I'll move to Twitch.
Alec is so heated. Yes, he is. He's passionate. It's different.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Math is important in all fields. You can still tune a piano. There you go. It's just impossible by math standards. He's triggered.
All right.
Well, I have to pee again, but we should probably just end the show.
We
We're
should.
going for 2.5
I'm
hours.
hungry. We've been going for a while.
2.5.
Flex Tape Fox, Wasabi Plug, DJ Phantom. Shout out to all you guys for being.
DJ Phantom's not here.
Some of the shut. He's in the chat. I see his name.
That's fucking Wasabi telling everyone his daily show to
How
follow.
am I supposed to know? I'm a physics major. I'm not a fucking chat major, bro. Chill.
You're not even a physics major. You can't do physics.
No, I couldn't do physics. Fuck. Look, I'm an idiot. I'm a. How many times do I have to say this? I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking retard, bro. I don't get things. I don't understand things. You have to rub it in my face all the time. I'm an idiot. I
Calm
get that.
down.
Alex, he did.
Jesus Christ. Shut the fuck up.
You're right. You're right. None of this matters.
If anyone has anything else they want us to talk about or have any burning questions, now is the time to lay them in the chat.
You want to play Smite with us? Add me at Matthew
What's that one girl's gamer
5852. I don't want to give her gamer tag because she's chill and I'm not going to dox
That's
her.
for us, not for them.
I'll tell you later so we can play with her later. But that's that.
Cool.
Lit. These are good beers. I think. Would you say this deserves a spot on the shelf? I'd say this deserves a spot on the shelf.
We got no room for it, but sure.
We have to take one off.
We can always rotate.
We have to take one off, bro. That's what this means. We have to decide today.
Which one are we taking off?
Well, let's fucking finish the episode first.
Okay. You want to do it live?
Do you want to do it live? I'll do it live. If you want to fucking do it live, fucking let's go live.
Alec, you're not you when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers. That was the fucking dumbest thing you could
That
have
was
said,
so
man.
dumb. You could do
You
better.
tried, you missed.
You could do better. You could do better.
Okay. We can get rid of
I vote lump of coal.
lump of coal. Yeah, we could do that.
Sorry, like
That was easy.
yeah. I love that
you
lump of
didn't
coal.
really try it.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing is like immediately like that's the thing to go because it's like it was seasonal, it was good, it was the best stout we had, but it's still a stout at the end of the day. I tried it too.
You had like one sip.
It was still a stout at the. It was still a stout at the end of the day, and like
favorite stout to date.
really, I mean, I'd say that. That's fair, but Foster's is right next to lump of coal. Those go hand in hand. I think we could choose one or the other. Foster's remains. Lump of coal has to go.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah. I mean, hi, I'm Josh.
Hi, I'm Alec. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Hi, I'm Josh.
Hi, I'm Alec. Thanks for hanging out with us.
And a goodbye.
And a goodbye.
We'll see you next week.
And a goodbye. And to see you next week.
The mouth.